So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. What if Naruto was the legend in Konoha and has lightning bloodline? Movie 1. 8-year-old Uzumaki Naruto stood in front of the main gates of Konoha, waiting impatiently. It'd been 15 minutes by now. Hey, can you blame a little kid? And yet the person had been waiting for hadn't shown up yet. So long, so lonely, what was that? A flicker of movement was unnoticed by the blonde, who had begun looking around wildly, as if he were being hunted. Had someone found out about him? Were the civilians here to beat him again? Oh, if only. A cloaked figure dropped from the top of the wall, landing silently and effortlessly next to Naruto, who had yet to realize the presence. Waiting for but a moment, the figure approached the short blonde and tapped him on the shoulder. Naruto whirled around, his expression one of fear, until he recognized who the person in front of him was. He couldn't help but shiver at the sight of blood, large quantities of it, on the cloak. He had been told of what the figure was going to do, but he had never imagined it to be so bloody. Perhaps there was more to being a shinobi than using cool jutsu. You're late, Naruto whined, shaking the negative thoughts out of his head. Shinobi were shinobi, and that was that. I've been here for 20 whole minutes. I couldn't help it. While taking care of my errands, I got a little sidetracked with something else. I am here though, shouldn't that mean anything? The young man couldn't help but chuckle at his younger companion's antics, which now consisted of flailing short arms wildly over his blonde hair. So, what made you take so damn long, Itachi-Nisan? Language, Naruto, he warned, lowering his hood. Sapphire blue eyes met with cold onyx eyes. The black eyes flashed red, the Sharingan. A smirk appeared on Uchiha Itachi's face when Naruto ignored the Sharingan and continued to stand defiantly, as if challenging the older boy. Oh, nothing much, he said offhandedly, answering Naruto's question. I just left my Otuto a going-away present, said Itachi quietly. Ah, us kids and our presents, Naruto agreed, though half-heartedly. He didn't want to know what the present was. Judging by the large quantities of dried blood on Itachi, he suspected something that he wouldn't be able to stomach should he know. The two companions left the large gate, and it was quite a while until they finally lost sight of Konoha's tall walls. The pace was too slow. Oinen would be after them within 2 days. Hey, Itachi-Nisan, when do I get to start learning those cool jutsu that shinobi do? Naruto asked, breaking the long silence. Silence and an emotionless stare greeted him. I'll take that as a later. They continued forward in silence, at a snail's pace. Inside, Itachi was trembling in impatience. He mentally ground his teeth together. Oinen were known for their relentlessness. There were times where they chased their prey through foreign nations, risking outright war. At this pace, they'd be caught before the day ended by tomorrow. Of course, he couldn't just abandon Naruto either. Uchiha Itachi never did anything without reason. He had decided to save Naruto from the hell that is Konoha, as well as accomplishing his own goals at the same time, for the reason that the treatment of the blonde was undeserved. Naruto, Itachi let out in a stern voice. At the mention of his name, Naruto looked up, confusion etched across his face. I believe that I've made you do enough bookwork for now. Tomorrow morning, we begin your training. The blonde smiled from ear to ear, just barely withholding a shout of joy. Finally, he would become a shinobi just like his adopted Nisan. Had become just as strong as him, and in due time, he wished to become a Kage, just not in Konoha. I just want you to know, it's going to be tough, the Uchiha warned. Don't blame me if you don't survive the training. PFT, Naruto scoffed, his smile turning into a determined grin. You know me, Itachi-Nisan. I'll never give up. I'll try my best, I promise. Well, see about that, Otuto, Itachi growled in annoyance at his charge's attitude. To think that he'd treat the training as if it were a plaything. Itachi glanced around, taking note of the environment. They were in a small clearing, and it was much too dark to even see more than 5 feet in front of them. It's too late at night to proceed any further. I know that there's a full moon tonight, but we're traveling through the densest parts of the woods, to escape detection. I suppose that we'll camp here for the night. Hi, Nisan. Itachi unfurled a sleeping bag that he had been carrying for Naruto. He himself had nothing on him, because he was expecting to travel lightly. If had known that Naruto would have held him up this much, had have brought a pillow, Naruto crawled into the sleeping bag and fell asleep almost immediately, the walking having taken a heavy toll on the still small child. It was to be expected. Naruto had only been in the academy for a few months, and had no chance to build up stamina. While the blonde snored loudly, Itachi sat in a tree branch, standing guard vigilantly, as an Uchiha should. 4x a brother as a friend given by nature. Jean-Baptiste Legouvé. XXX Naruto smelled food. He opened his eyes groggily. What time was it? The sky was a light blue in hue, with tints of red. That meant it was dawn. At least had learned something from his time at the academy. The blonde stood up slowly and stumbled over to a campfire, which was burning softly. He groaned at the time yet again, rubbing his eyes all the while. Naruto never really was a morning person. That was why he had hated going to the academy, having to wake up so early every day. Having slept late at night yesterday, and woken up early today, he felt very tired. "You're awake," Itachi commented. He truly was a man of few words. "We begin after breakfast." He handed Naruto 2 fishes on sticks, which were quickly devoured and finished by the time Itachi had finished one. Impatiently, Naruto got up and began stretching. Had been taught to stretch before training, because suffering an injury would put back training possibly days or weeks, which would do more harm than good. And people called him an idiot. After finishing his second fish, Itachi stood up and walked over to a set of trees at the edge of the clearing, motioning for the blonde to follow. Once there, he handed Naruto a kunai. It was blunt. He obviously didn't want Naruto to hurt himself. "Well, begin with chakra control." "Why would I need that?" Naruto said, frowning. "What is it anyway?" "This exercise will fine-tune the control over your own chakra, letting you mold it more efficiently and use less chakra when performing jutsu," he said, walking vertically up a tree without the use of his hands. "I want you to cut the bark with the kunai as you go higher, to mark your progress." "Oh, I think I get it now. Let us see if you truly understand, Naruto. Focus chakra into your feet so that you stick to the tree. Try to walk to the top." Naruto focused chakra into his feet, then took a running start towards the tree. He was only able to take 2 steps before falling off and onto his behind. Seeing this, Itachi sighed. "Naruto, if you're going to fall, at least do it without injuring yourself." Mentally, Itachi was annoyed. It was to be expected that he still hasn't learned chakra control of any level at this age. Hell, I doubt he even knows what the actual mechanics of using chakra are. He's probably just using gut instinct. Naruto grumbled a heated reply at the comment, but nodded. Falling on your ass wasn't a pleasant feeling, and he wasn't keen on that happening again. Naruto quickly returned to his exercise, running up and falling off the tree repeatedly while Itachi cleaned up the camp. It wasn't until Itachi had returned from scattering the remains of the campfire that Naruto had found out how to effectively land on his feet safely. Itachi nodded, acknowledging Naruto's accomplishment, but was slightly disappointed at the speed in which Naruto had learned to recover from a fall. However, the blonde was also learning to climb the tree more quickly than others. After an hour of checking up on his weapons and polishing his katana, Itachi returned to see that Naruto had improved, if slightly, now being able to go about 5 feet up the tree. It was a definite improvement from the 2 feet that Naruto had started with, and was rapid, considering Naruto's status as an academy student. Still, the Uchiha prodigy wondered why Naruto had only improved 3 feet. You'd think that falling off multiple times would have taught the blonde to concentrate chakra more heavily rather than incrementally. "That's enough for now, Naruto. Let's move out before the Oinin find our campsite." They traveled late into the afternoon, the sun burning down upon the tired blonde at this time. Itachi left the blonde with a canteen of cold water, having gone to forage for food. Left to his own devices, Naruto did the only thing available to him. He trained. Picking up the same blunt kunai, he chose a tree and began the same process of running up and falling down, the only addition being his ability to now recover from his falls. No more than 10 minutes passed when Itachi returned with 2 rabbits. Amazing what a shinobi could do, really. He created a small but concentrated fire with a Kaiden jutsu, the purpose of it being that he didn't want to attract attention with large amounts of smoke. Being smokeless and hot at the same time, Itachi had no need to worry. "Lunch," he announced in a matter-of-fact tone. 2 roasted rabbits, minus the skin, lay on makeshift dishes made from wood that a cage Bunshin had created. As if he would die if he didn't eat as fast as he could, Naruto gulped down the food. Itachi could swear the blonde literally inhaled it. That just wasn't normal. Naruto quickly returned to training after the meal, but suffered a stomachache in response to the lack of rest after a meal. Just like Sasuke, he's determined to prove himself. 1 year ago, only Naruto would have had the actual determination to become stronger, while Sasuke would merely look up at me, trying to imitate me. Now, both have the potential to rise to greater heights. He left Naruto to his training, leaving to set up a few traps for the soon-to-becoming Oinin and to scout out the area. In 2 hours, Itachi returned, thoroughly satisfied with his work. If the traps didn't kill the Oinin, nothing save himself would. 13 feet, Itachi noted. Not bad, he is improving exponentially. Naruto, Time to head out. Itachi gave one of his rare smiles. If you can keep up with me until we reach the border of Hai no Kuni, I'll teach you a jutsu. A jutsu. Naruto whooped with joy. Damn right, I'll keep up for sure, Itachi Nissan. Ha. I bet I can beat you there. Language, Naruto. Anyways, we'll see about that, Otuto. With that, the two set off to an uncertain future. 1 year later, nay, Itachi Ni-san. Where are we going again? Itachi grinned. We're going to the Akatsuki's base. Remember? I decided to join them a little while ago. Naruto nodded, but frowned. Yeah, they were scary. Sharkface was funny though. Itachi chuckled at this. Me and Sharkface, as you call him, will be teaching you. We'll also take you on missions to actually practice your skills in live combat. Naruto bounded forward. Well then, let's not dilly-dally. Off we go. The two set off at a faster pace, moving towards Stone Country. In 3 days, they arrived at a mountain with a huge boulder sitting on it. Itachi looked over the rock with his Sharingan, but found nothing. Ni-san, how do we get in? Naruto asked. Itachi rubbed his head. Ah, I don't know. They only told me to meet them here. At this, Naruto deadpanned. Ah, you must be Itachi-kun and Naruto-kun, said a voice behind them. Itachi whirled around to see a green, spiky-haired man with yellow eyes wearing a dark cloak embroidered with red clouds. You must be wondering how to enter, am I right? He chuckled. Well, the entrance was sealed by me. You need to cancel it, like this. The man went through hand seals at lightning speed. Kai. The rock suddenly disappeared into nothingness. I assume you've memorized the hand seals already, Itachi-kun. The rock was a physical genjutsu, pretty advanced stuff, and I won't go into details right now. The man stared at their faces, and then slapped his forehead. I haven't introduced myself, have I? So sorry. I am Amatsuyoshi Yoshiki, leader of Akatsuki. You can call me simply Yoshi, or leader. Itachi raised an eyebrow, and Yoshiki noticed this. You must be wondering 2 things. Why is my name like that, and why am I so cheery, correct? Itachi nodded silently. Well, you see, I have 1 daughter, Masaki. Itachi raised an eyebrow again. Yes. I'll explain why we have similar names later. Anyway, she recently mastered a new technique that I taught her. Took me 2 times as long to master it when I was her age, so I am quite proud. Eventually she'll become strong enough to take up that spare spot in Akatsuki I've been saving for her. He continued. I was given that particular name at birth because of my purity. I kill only those that deserve death. I judge only those that deserve judgment. Also, my daughter is pure as well and is to follow in my footsteps. A name like mine is only fitting for her. Yoshiki turned his eyes to Naruto. And now it seems she'll have a new friend. Yoshi smiled and led them inside. The two followed him through twists and turns and secret doorways until they reached a large door. Inside, they saw a large meeting room. Do make yourselves comfortable. The other 5 should be here shortly. As if he was psychic, the door opened and 5 men entered. I'll introduce you to your new comrades in Akatsuki, Itachi-kun. From the left to right, Sasori of the Sand, Deidara of the Stone, Kakuzu of the Waterfall, Kisame of the Mist, and Zetsu of the Grass. I myself am of the Cloud. He turned to the other members. And this is Itachi of the Leaf. Any questions? Kisame raised his hand. Yes. Kisame grinned, baring his teeth. When do I start training the Gaki? Naruto smirked. Whenever you feel like you're ready to, Sharkface. Kisame growled. From now on, it's Kisame-san or Kisame-sensei. Got it? Naruto nodded his head vigorously. Affirmative, Kisame-sensei. Yoshi chuckled. You'd love to meet my daughter, Naruto. She may not be as active as you, but she sure as hell has as much stamina as you do. In a few years, she'll become more like you as well. Itachi narrowed his eyes. What do you mean? Are you going to? Yoshi's smile broadened. It is no wonder they call you the genius of a genius clan, Itachi-kun. Yes, we of Akatsuki will be capturing the 9-tailed Biju and seal it in our members. Itachi began to speak, but Yoshi interrupted him. Once Naruto is strong enough, he too will join our ranks. There is no need to extract a demon that is already in a member. Itachi sighed, relieved. Yoshi turned to Naruto. Naruto, you already know about yourself and your tenant, am I correct? Naruto nodded. Good, this makes things much less complicated. His eyes brightened as he turned to the door. Masaki, come out and meet your new friend. A young girl peered around the door. She had silky green hair and deep emerald eyes. Eyes that rivaled Naruto's own cerulean eyes in terms of bottomless. One could stare into either of their eyes and feel as if there was no end. Hi. I am Amatsuyoshi Masaki. Who are you? Smiling from ear to ear, he held out a hand. I am Uzumaki Naruto, nice to meet you Masaki. I am sure we'll become great friends. She smiled shyly as she shook his hand. Yes, I think so too. GWAH. Naruto yelled out as Kisame picked him up. Alright Gaki, it's training time. Carrying Naruto, he and Itachi left the room. Masaki, you may go now. We have important things to discuss here, Yoshi said. She obeyed and left the room. The remaining members stayed silent. What did you think of them? Yoshi asked. A Sharingan user. Yeah, hell be helpful, yeah, Deidara muttered. Sasori looked up. When will he be initiated?
Probably in a month or two, Kakuzu said. Right, leader, Yoshi grinned. Absolutely. I believe he and Naruto-kun will be great additions to Akatsuki.
Zetsu finally spoke up. He seems to be trustworthy enough to not backstab us. Well, if Zetsu says so, then I have to agree, yeah, Deidara said. Yoshi clapped his hands. Alright, now that we're done with that, here are your missions. Kisame dropped Naruto after entering another room, and turned to Itachi. Itachi-san, what does the Gaki know so far? Itachi thought for a moment. Advanced tree climbing, advanced water walking, plenty of Kaden-type jutsu, basic Anbu swordsmanship and taijutsu. He paused. That's about it. Kisame grumbled. He knows a lot for a little brat. I'll teach him more advanced chakra control, like ice walking and mountain climbing, as well as better swordsmanship and Suiten-type jutsus. Deidara happened to be passing by from the meeting when he overheard Kisame. Oh ho, you guys are going to train him, yeah. I'll help so that I don't feel left out, yeah. Kisame glared at him. Naruto is going to be trained by me and Itachi. Deidara chuckled. I admit that normally you two would be enough, yeah, but I think the kid should be more versatile. I won't teach anything other than Doden-type jutsus and the training that revolves around mastering them, yeah. Yoshi had suddenly appeared next to Deidara. Yes, one must be versatile. I'll teach the boy Futen and Raiden jutsus when the three of you aren't training him. Preferably on Mondays. Kisame grumbled. Whatever, it'll be better for the Gaki anyways. I'll get him his own sword when he's 13. Yoshi smiled. Now begins the training of one who I hope becomes the strongest of Akatsuki. The next day. Alright, Gaki, rise and shine. Kisame roared into Naruto's ear. Naruto shot up in panic and fell off the bed. Yelling out profanities, he picked himself up and dressed. Kisame chuckled. After breakfast, we begin your formal training. Naruto stared dumbly at him. You can cook? Kisame frowned. Hell no, everything I try to make is inedible. Deidara is making breakfast. I'd hate to admit it, but his cooking is good. So you finally acknowledge it, yeah? Deidara said as he slinked up behind Kisame. What are you talking about? Your cooking sucks, Kisame sputtered out. Deidara grinned. I heard everything, yeah. Kisame began muttering under his breath. Whatever, let's eat, he said loudly. What's for breakfast, Deidara-san? Naruto asked politely. Ramen. Kisame face vaulted. Ramen. Deidara gave a cheeky grin. I've somehow developed a craving for it, yeah. He turned to Naruto, to find he was no longer there. In the distance, he heard a loud voice repeatedly yelling, ramen. His sweat dropped, and immediately ran after Naruto. You better leave some for me, yeah. Or you're going to pay, yeah. Kisame grumbled. Him and his yeah, it's so damned annoying. After breakfast, Gaki, today we will begin your training, Kisame declared. We will start with weight training. Naruto did not like the look on Kisame's face, and tried to make a break for it. Unfortunately, he was caught before he reached the door. Here, 15 pounds on each of your 4 limbs, and a 30-pounder around your body. Can't we use a gravity seal? Naruto whined. Kisame shook his head. Nah. 1. You have to be used to normal weights first. 2. Those things are expensive as hell and you're buying your own set. How do I buy one with no money? Naruto demanded. You get some money by accompanying us on missions, Gaki. Kisame growled. Depending on the frequency of accompaniment, it'll probably be 4 months, give or take one for you to save up enough. Cheapskate, Naruto muttered. Enough crap talk. Go and run 20 laps around the forest outside the Akatsuki base. Hi. Shark I mean, Kisame-sensei. Naruto mumbled before setting off. Kisame glared at the boy. When will he stop calling me Shark Face on impulse? He asked himself. Naruto struggled to continue running, but with 90 extra pounds on, it was difficult. He panted as he continued his third lap. At this rate, it'll be hours before I finish, damn you shark face. Elsewhere, Kisame sneezed. He probably figured out it'll take hours before he finishes, haha. 3 hours later, Naruto stumbled back into the base, and attempted to strangle Kisame. He avoided the attempted murder and laughed. Good job Gaki. Now do 100 punches and 100 kicks to that training post over there. Left and right. Is that all? Naruto asked. Kisame grinned evilly. Nope. After that, do 100 push-ups, 100 jump ropes, 100 sit-ups, and 100 pull-ups. Oh, did I mention you must do these while wearing your weights? At this, Naruto fainted. Kisame went through a few seals. Sweden, Teppodama. The watered-down cannonballs splashed onto Naruto's face, waking him from his slumber. No time for rest, Gaki. Once I am done with you, you'll be so powerful that people will know that I trained you as soon as they see you. Now go. Hi. Naruto grudgingly spent the rest of his day on the exercises that Kisame had told him to do. He was completely drained of all stamina, and was too tired for dinner. As he lay in bed in his own room, his thoughts wandered. Will this training kill me? I hate shark face. With these thoughts in mind, Uzumaki Naruto went to sleep. 1 week later, flashback. Alright, Naruto. Here are the mission specs. You are to enter Konoha and steal their scroll of secrets, Itachi explained. How would I accomplish that, Itachi-ni-san? Naruto asked curiously. Itachi grinned. This is the fun part. I'll put a high-level genjutsu on you, as well as lots of blood. The Sandaime won't be fooled by the genjutsu, and once it's down hell see the blood. He will ask what happened, and you'll tell him that you and I were attacked and that I was slaughtered. Naruto cocked his head. What will this do? This is killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You will be in Konoha with the Sandaime's sympathy. You will be in a position to steal the scroll. Also, your story will get me off the active missing nins list. Itachi smiled. Just as my name suggests, I am quite the sneaky one. Naruto nodded his head. I understand. End flashback. Naruto walked slowly through the streets of Konoha, after his short meeting with the Sandaime. Explaining how he had run away to brood on future plans and also because of the villagers' treatment toward him, Naruto had been forgiven by the ever-kindly Sandaime. I'll wait until nighttime before I steal the scroll. But, won't old man Hokage be onto me? Naruto noticed a silver-haired Chunin loitering around suspiciously, so he walked up to him. You look suspicious, he yelled. The Chunin covered Naruto's mouth. I am a Chunin, kid. My name's Mizuki. I need some help with something, do you want to help me? Great, this guy will take all the blame off of me, Naruto thought eagerly. I need you to get me something called the Scroll of Secrets. With it, you and I can become really powerful. Do you agree? Naruto put on a show of being excited. Awesome. I can't wait to be strong. Mizuki and Naruto grinned, both thinking the same thoughts. What a fool. It was night, and Naruto sneakily snuck into the Hokage manor with the skill of a fox. He entered the basement, and spied a scroll with the word Scroll of Secrets on it. PFT, what a bad defense. He bypassed the scroll and looked at a small container scroll underneath a pile of scrolls. This must be it, just to make sure. Release, he whispered. The scroll released the real Scroll of Secrets. Alright, time to make my escape. Naruto ran stealthily to the meeting spot that Mizuki had described. Since Mizuki was not yet there, he opened the scroll to the first page. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. That seems very useful. Naruto spent his time studying and practicing the technique until he had mastered it. Wasn't that hard, or maybe it's because of Kyuubi. Suddenly Mizuki dropped in. Wow, great job kid. I didn't really expect you to be able to get the scroll. Now, I'll kill you and take the scroll. Naruto smirked at the fool. No, I believe you will be the one to die today, Mizuki. Itachi-ni-san will take care of you. Mizuki whirled around to come face to face with the man responsible for the Uchiha massacre. Yu Uchiha Itachi, he whispered. He turned to run, but was halted by a kunai in the leg. Itachi walked up to him. You've been played for a fool by a mere child. Be glad that I will end your pitiful existence. Mizuki whimpered something intangible before his throat was slit. Itachi turned to Naruto. Come, Otudo. I've already modified another Chunin's memory. Let's get out of here. As they ran, Naruto noticed that Itachi held onto Mizuki's corpse. Why bring that scum along, Ni-san? It is necessary for the plan. I convinced the Chunin through the Sharingan techniques that Mizuki stole the scroll, abducted you, and ran away leaving no traces. Your plan was brilliant, it left no blame on you. Itachi smirked. As sly as a fox can get, eh Naruto? Naruto grinned. And when I ever return, I can say that I killed Mizuki in his sleep or something like that. That excuse wouldn't work, but I'll think one up for you to use if you ever decide to return, Itachi said. Thanks, Ni-san. Where would I ever be without you? Itachi grinned. The depths of hell or the heights of heaven, who knows? Meanwhile, the Sandaime had gotten the report by the Chunin. So, Naruto, how will you escape this situation? You are strong, and I know it. Mizuki can't keep you tied up forever. I hope to see you again before I die, and I fully believe you will escape. 3 days later, Naruto and Itachi had returned to the base to receive congratulations. Yoshi walked up to him. Good job, Naruto-kun. Not only did you get us the scroll, but you also made it so you would be innocent. This makes our plans for the future that much easier, and I've decided to give you a present. Naruto's eyes widened. Really, Yoshi-san? Yoshi nodded. It seems fitting as you did such a good job back there. Itachi tells me you mastered Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Naruto nodded. Good, here you go Naruto-kun. What about the scroll, Yoshi-san? Yoshi nodded. Itachi already knows most of the contents of the scroll, as he was Anbu back in Konoha. The scroll is granted to Anbu and up, as you know. Itachi can teach you whatever was in the scroll. Don't mind that though, open your present. Naruto unwrapped the gift and he gasped. A gravity seal set, brand new and high quality. He looked up at Yoshi. Arigato gozaimasu, Yoshi-san. Yoshi laughed. Not a problem, Naruto-kun. Not a problem at all. 2 days later, Naruto had begun using his gravity seals, as well as even tougher training. Alright Gaki, this is where it all begins. You and Masaki will be going through advanced training to prepare you for your initiation into Akatsuki. Beware that the training will truly be hell. Kisame warned him. I am ready for anything, Naruto said as he stood fast. Kisame smiled. Lots of spunk. I am beginning to like the kid, he coughed. Alright, now begins your true training. Let's go, he roared. 4 years later, Naruto and Kisame trudged through a forest nearby Kirigakure no Sato. Kisame-san? Where are we going? Naruto asked curiously. Kisame grunted in agitation. Before we send you to Konoha with Masaki, I need to get you your own unique sword, as I promised you. The 2 Akatsuki members entered an indescript armory. Geez, what's an armory doing in the middle of a forest? Naruto complained. Kisame quickly shut him up. The swordsmith here is legendary, he made the swords for the 7 swordsmen of the mist. He doesn't like publicity though. They waited for a bit before Kisame got impatient. Oi, Takeshi-san. A strong voice replied, I am here, I am here. A tough old man who looked about 50 years old entered the room. What do you need, Kisame-kun? I need a Zanbatsu and 2 short chakra fangs. He then thought for a bit. Make them as you did for the Shinobigatana Nananin Shu. 7 swordsmen. Kisame turned to Naruto. The chakra fangs will be a trump card of yours. Store them on the seals that you have on your arms, 1 in each. You can use them anytime you're in a fix by summoning them from your arms and out your sleeves. Understood? Naruto nodded. Hi. I would also like to have the Zanbatsu be able to separate into 3 smaller parts though, each part having a different effect when imbued with chakra, if it isn't too much trouble. Kisame nodded. Did you hear that, Takeshi? He called to Takeshi, only to find him disappeared. Yeah, said a voice in the back room. Just wait about 30 minutes and I'll have them all done and ready for you. In 30 minutes, Naruto had received his new swords as promised. He bit his thumb and swiftly wiped some blood on the seals that he had on either arm, and stored his chakra fangs. Strapping his Zanbatsu to his back, he turned to Kisame. What now? Kisame frowned. Use Shunshin no Jutsu to the Konoha gates and speak to the Hokage. I doubt he would recognize you in your current state, but just in case. If he asks, tell him you want to maintain low profile. He handed Naruto a folder. Here is your new identity. You can wear your Akatsuki cloak if you prefer. I'll see you later, preferably during the Chunin exams. With that, Kisame disappeared. Have I changed that much? Naruto muttered aloud. Indeed, his whisker marks had faded slightly, and he wore bandages around his cheek and nose, think Kotetsu, covering the whiskers. He had grown slightly taller, what with leader forbidding an all-ramen diet. His body was lean and muscular, but not overly so, the result of years of training. His hair was just as gravity-defying as ever, and had grown slightly, his bangs covering his forehead because of its length. Naruto did as Kisame had instructed, and found himself next to Masaki in the middle of a clearing. She was now 13, and had grown quite beautiful. Her flowing green hair was now waist-length, and she kept it in a ponytail. She wore her Akatsuki cloak just like Naruto. Though he would never admit it, he had developed a crush on her. She smiled sweetly when she saw his arrival. "You're done. Then let's go." Naruto nodded. The two approached the gate. "Halt! Who goes there?" yelled the gate guards. "We are foreign shinobi who wish to join the Leaf. Our previous village was destroyed by the cloud." One of the guards landed next to them. "Passports, please." They handed them over, and the guard examined them and nodded. "Open the gates." The guard escorted them to the Hokage's office, and then excused himself. The Sandaime looked up from his paperwork. "Yes. Is there anything you need?" he asked. "I am Hayai Takai, and this is my companion Amatsuyoshi Masaki. We are here to become Konoha shinobi." He handed over their folders. The Hokage quickly skimmed through them. "Understood." Sandaime sat back and pondered for a bit. I'll put you two with a team that recently lost a member in their last mission. They're due to enter the Chunin exams." Masaki raised an eyebrow. "Who are the current members? And why are both of us entering a team that has only lost one person?" The Hokage paused. "Team 7 has the greatest potential and the worst teamwork. I was hoping you two would be a sort of example to them. Hitaki Kakashi is their Junin instructor. Team 7 includes Haruno Sakura and Uchiha Sasuke." At this, both Akatsuki members narrowed their eyes. "What is this Uchiha like?" Naruto asked. He is arrogant and broody. His goal is to kill a certain someone," Sandaime muttered. Naruto smiled grimly. "He is weak, then." The Hokage paused. "He is stronger than most genin, but he has no real motivation to become truly stronger. He lives only off of his hate." Naruto nodded. "He will stay weak unless he realizes what he truly strives to become stronger for." The Sandaime Hokage nodded. "And what are your purposes for obtaining strength, if I may so kindly ask?" Naruto paused and chose his words carefully. "I train so that I may protect the people that are precious to me." A righteous reason, the Hokage agreed. He looked at the two shinobi that understood how to become truly strong. Team 7 should be at Training Ground 7 right now. "Give this letter," he held out a folded piece of paper. "To the silver-haired Junin named Kakashi when you see him. He has a tendency to be late, but he should be there about now." Masaki and Naruto bowed, the blonde taking the letter. "Thank you for your hospitality, Hokage-sama," they said in unison. The two Akatsuki members happened to arrive at the same time Kakashi did. Naruto, still known as Takai, walked up to him and handed Kakashi the letter. Kakashi read it over carefully, then looked up and motioned for them to follow him. He led them to Team 7. "Okay guys. Meet your new teammates, even if they're temporary. This is Hayai Takai and Amatsuyoshi Masaki." Sakura glared at them. "I don't know what Sandaime is thinking. They'll never be able to replace Minoru. Besides, their names are weird too. What sort of parent calls their children Death and Righteous Radiance?" Sasuke was quite indifferent. "As long as they don't hold me back, I am fine with them," he muttered softly. Kakashi frowned at their rude behavior, and Naruto noticed. "At least he's hospitable." Kakashi turned to them. "So, do you guys have any, nicknames?" Naruto and Masaki nodded. "I go by the name of Kuridenke, Black Lightning. She goes by the name of Righteous Thunder." Sasuke scoffed. "What lousy URK." Both Naruto and Midori flickered and reappeared next to him, kunais at his neck. Kakashi made no motion to save him. "There's a reason why we have nicknames, it's because we earned them." Naruto growled darkly. "What speed, I didn't even see them move," Sasuke thought. "What do you think you're doing to Sasuke-kun?" Sakura screeched. "I suggest you shut that pretty little mouth of yours before I silence them, permanently," Masaki snarled. "Oi, stop fighting. You're all on the same team now. I've signed you up for the Chunin exams. There is absolutely no need to start fighting already, especially with teammates. Fill out these papers and bring them to room 301 tomorrow at the academy tomorrow before 4 p.m., Kakashi said before leaving. Naruto and Masaki put their kunai away while Sakura shivered at Masaki's words. Naruto glared at Sasuke. "Those who live off hate and anger, they are weak." Sasuke whirled around. "What would you know? Bastard. I know more than you think. Tell me, we heard the announcement of Uchiha Itachi's death when we were in Cloud. Do you really believe Itachi is dead?" "No, he is too strong to be killed so easily. It was a mere distraction, getting Konoha off of his slimy back. And my hate makes me strong," Sasuke yelled. "You are weak because of your hate. I have become strong because of my will to protect my loved ones. Naruto said. Liar. I am the strongest genin because of my hate. Masaki interrupted. No, you are weak. You have already condemned yourself to weakness. The only way you can dig yourself out is to find someone precious to you and protect them with your bare hands if need be. She turned to Sakura. Tell me, what was this Minoru like? Sakura sighed. He was an idiot and a dead last, but he had a good heart and would never abandon his friends no matter the situation. Well, he considered us friends but we treated him like trash. I never realized how much he meant to us until he died. Damn that Zabuza. Naruto and Masaki raised their eyebrows. Zabuza? Of the 7 swordsmen? He was strong, then. Masaki concluded. No, Masaki turned to Sasuke. He was weak. That's why he died. Strength is not measured on power alone, foolish one. Naruto said wisely. Strength. The strength of your heart, mind, and body. Though he may not have been strong in mind or body, the strength in his heart would be motivation enough to train. Train to the point where body and mind would be strengthened. He was strong. Masaki said icily. Naruto picked up where she left off. Unfortunately for you, Uchiha. You are merely strong in the body. Your mind and heart is not strong. Sakura interrupted. Sasuke is the smartest person I know. Just as when I talked about strength, knowledge is not the only aspect of the mind. Wisdom, knowledge, and ideology, the 3 parts of the mind. Masaki smiled. Sasuke only fits one part of the mind. Naruto frowned. Strength in body alone will not accomplish anything. Without the strength of the heart, you will never be truly strong. The heart is the driving force behind true strength. Sasuke was about to speak up when Naruto stopped him. There are no weak soldiers under a valiant commander. Naruto said. That was a quote from your Yondaime, and it rings true. Those with the heart to fight and protect that which is important to them, those that fight for the honor of their commander and their village, those who do not run from any enemy, no soldier is weak. Sasuke was speechless. This guy, he speaks with authority and wisdom, should I really trust his words? Ill think on your words, Takai. Sasuke mumbled out as he looked at the pavement. Naruto nodded. If you can change your ways, there is still hope. The 4 shinobi suddenly noticed the setting sun. It's pretty late, I'll see you guys at the academy tomorrow. Naruto said. Come Masaki, let's go. Sasuke walked slowly to his home in the Uchiha district. There are no weak soldiers under a valiant commander. How does shinobi from the cloud know that quote? He pondered. Is what he said about true strength correct? He frowned as his thoughts returned to the day of the massacre. Flashback. Right now, it would be worthless to kill someone like you. Itachi said in a low voice. My foolish brother, if you want to kill me, curse me, hate me, run away. Run away and live a long and unsightly life, and cling to your pitiful life. And someday, when you have the same eyes as me, come before me. End flashback. Sasuke remembered. That's right, Itachi told me that hate would make me stronger. Was he lying? He was the strongest person I ever knew. Sasuke paused in the street. It would be worthless to kill someone like you. Could he have known I would hate him? Could this all have been some sort of sick test? He began running to the Uchiha compound. Could it be that he tested me when he killed the clan, tested my strength? My strength of the heart. He skidded in front of the gate and ran in. If I had vowed to protect my loved ones in the future, and strived for that goal, was that the test? Sasuke stood in front of the family training dojo, reliving his memories. Run away and live a long and unsightly life, and cling to your pitiful life. Clenching his fists, his eyes angrily stared at the spot his parents had died. There are no weak soldiers under a valiant commander. Those who do not run from any enemy, they are strong. So that was it, he tested my strength of the heart just like Takai berated me for today. If I had run away, then I was weak. If I had begun hating him all my life as he told me to, then I was weak. It would be worthless to kill someone like you, worthless. Would it have been truly worthless to kill me? Could he have seen the potential in me to become stronger than him? Could he have left me alive, knowing that if I realized what true strength was, that I could kill him? He walked outside when rain began pouring from the sky. Sasuke looked up at the sky and muttered, the rain cries for my stupidity. Sakura slowly walked home from the incident with Takai and Masaki. Strength. The strength of your heart, mind, and body, Takai's words came to her. If that's what strength is, then I am afraid that I am weak. I had knowledge, but that was only part of the mind's strength. I have no body, and my strength of the heart, I was too afraid for my own life to actually make a stand for my friends. Sakura became dejected as she slowed down. If you can change your ways, there is still hope. There is still hope. Sakura brightened slightly. Who are my loved ones? My family and friends, and Sasuke, they are all important to me. If I fought to protect them, and trained to be able to protect them, would I become strong? She clenched her fist in determination. I will become strong. She started walking again as she remembered other thoughts during the verbal fight. There are no weak soldiers under a valiant commander. It's true, Kakashi-sensei, he always brought out the best in us during battle. With his encouragement and vow to protect us, he made us stronger in a sense. If that can be described as strength, then I will move towards it, no matter the cost. Determined, she ran the rest of the distance home. After the Chunin exams, I'll find someone who will train me so I can protect those whom I love. Naruto walked slowly with Masaki. I think I went overboard back there, he muttered. Masaki shook her head. No, you showed him his place. You actually did him a favor, explaining what real strength was. He sighed. I should have gotten so emotional. We all have our moments, said Masaki. I acted like a completely different person out there. Naruto sighed. You act like a different person whenever you're away from the Akatsuki base, Masaki grumbled. Do we even have a place to stay? Naruto grinned. Of course. Why go unprepared? The Hokage had keys and an address in the letter, which I took out when you weren't looking. She frowned. Why hide it? Naruto laughed uncomfortably. I was going to pretend we didn't have a 2-bedroom apartment, but I was in too foul a mood after that verbal war. She glared at him. You were going to prank me? Haha. I guess. Naruto forced a smile. Bonk. Gah. What was that for, Masaki? Naruto complained as he rubbed his head caringly. You admitted that you were thinking of pranking me. That alone deserves punishment, she said lightly. Naruto sighed in annoyance. Whatever. Let's just get to the apartment and go to sleep. What, no ramen? Masaki joked. Maybe tomorrow. Ramen may be an anytime meal, but I just don't feel like it right now, he said. They walked in silence to the apartment and Naruto walked up several sets of stairs before entering a key into the hole. He stepped inside to see a moderately sized apartment, for 2 people. Satisfied, he went to his own room and went to sleep. Masaki went to her own room as well, but did not go to sleep immediately. Her mind wandered to the first few weeks when Naruto had arrived. Flashback. Tucson. You said that new people were coming. Where are they? A 9-year-old Masaki asked. Patience, Masaki. It takes a while to get from Konoha to here. Yoshi smiled kindly. I'll go out and fetch them. You wait here while I do so, Masaki. She nodded as she watched her father leave the room. For what seemed like an eternity, she waited. Sighing, she began poking a painting of the Kyuubi that had caught her eye. When she suddenly heard the entrance opening, she scurried to a hiding place and heard several people conversing outside. Her father, an unknown man and an unknown child walked in. She followed them to the Akatsuki meeting room, where she waited outside. She knew that her father knew she was following them, and merely waited for him to ask her to appear. Masaki, not one to be impolite, greeted each of the Akatsuki members as they came by. Sasori, Kakuzu, and Zetsu spoke nothing as they passed by. Deidara smiled at her before entering, and Kisame got a weird look in his eye, forcing Masaki to run around the corner before returning to the door. She heard her father introducing the members of Akatsuki, and then calling her inside. She cautiously peered around the door to see the newcomers looking at her. The younger one was around her age and had striking spiky blonde hair and cerulean eyes. His eyes, they are so pretty, she thought. She and the blonde, whose name was Uzumaki Naruto, greeted each other. I hope he's nice like a Tucson, she thought to herself. She watched the funny sight of Kisame carrying a flailing Naruto under his arm and exiting the room with the Itachi. Masaki, you may go now. We have important things to discuss here, her father told her. Being the obedient daughter she was, she left the room and went to her own bedroom to go to sleep. End flashback. Masaki smiled. That was how she had met her only friend that was in her age bracket. He was fun to be around with. He may have been loud and obnoxious, but he did it in a good-natured way. He was always nice to her and her father, and obnoxious to Kisame. And there were those times I caught him staring at me, hey. We had so much fun back then, even with constant training. He would always find time to prank Kisame, and it irked Kisame to no end that he could never avoid them. She grinned to herself as she closed her eyes and began falling asleep. Tomorrow, the Chunin exams, the time to prove ourselves has come. Let us show Konoha what we're made of. The next day, it was mid-afternoon, and Naruto waited patiently outside the academy, leaning against a fence. He looked up at the clear blue sky and the birds that flew in it. To be free like them, what I would give for that, Naruto frowned. It's got to be 2 p.m. already. Where are the others? Bored, He looked at the incoming stream of participants. Most of them looked unworthy of the Chunin status. The strong ones are the quiet ones, the weak are loudmouthed. Funny, I think if I stayed here instead of leaving, I would have been a loudmouth, Naruto thought to himself. He turned his attention back to the sky, watching clouds slowly enter his vision. Fascinated with them, he continued to stare at the clouds until... What are you doing? Masaki asked as she arrived at the academy. Naruto scowled. You're horribly late. I've had nothing to do except look at the clouds. I was gathering intelligence on the city. Can't blame me if I wanted to prepare beforehand. Masaki waved him off as she leaned against the fence. Naruto's scowl deepened. To think she used to be a helpless little girl back then. Masaki sighed after half an hour, as she understood how Naruto felt about waiting. I'll be waiting inside for you. She got up from the fence. If the others don't show, then leave them behind. She left the fence and entered the large academy doors. Naruto grumbled to himself a little bit before settling down again. Where the hell are they? He asked himself. He took in his surroundings more carefully. Lush green trees bordered the path leading to the academy, and made some sort of leafy wall around the entire building. The swings caught his eye, and he smiled sadly. I remember, I used to sit on that swing, because no one else would play with me. His smile gained some happiness as he shuffled through his old memories. Flashback. It had been 2 months since his arrival at the Akatsuki base, and Naruto made it his mission to annoy Kisame as much as humanly possible. At this time, Kisame was walking down the hall and eating some soup when Naruto ran behind him and pushed him. Tag, you're it, yelled 9-year-old Naruto. Kisame stumbled as his soup went flying into his face. He slowly pulled off the bowl and gave a deadly glare to Naruto. Why you little? When I get my hands on you! Kisame yelled hotly as Naruto ran down the hall. Kisame immediately set after him, his larger strides allowing him to catch up. Naruto grinned when he saw Kisame reach for his shirt. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, he cried. A clone appeared right next to Kisame, causing him to trip and barrel over the floor and into a wall. Sasori happened to be watching the exchange and shook his head in disbelief. What a fool, he muttered under his breath, before walking off to his room. I heard that, puppet freak. Kisame roared. Yeah, run away and tinker over your stupid little dolls. Immediately Sasori was in front of him. Kisame gulped nervously. Sasori got a deadly look in his eye, and marched menacingly forward, causing Kisame to back up. Never, ever, make fun of my puppets, he said in a deadly tone. He walked up to Kisame slowly until Kisame hit a wall. The next time I hear you talking crap about my puppets, you'll wish you were never a man. Threat sent. Sasori turned around and silently walked to his own bedroom. Geez, obsessive much? Kisame thought. He turned to go but was tripped over by 2 Naruto clones. Damn brat. I'll get you. He howled. End flashback. Ah, those were good times. Naruto looked up to see 2 approaching figures. I'll relive the rest of my memories later. Looks like my 2 idiots of teammates have finally arrived. Naruto grunted and pushed himself off the fence. What took you idiots so long? I've been waiting here for hours. He scowled at them. And don't give me any crap excuses. Sakura frowned. I overslept after reading too many books during the night. Naruto raised an eyebrow. Oh? What kind of books? Medical ninjutsu and genjutsu, she replied. Naruto turned to Sasuke. And you? What's your excuse? Sasuke frowned. I was thinking on your words to Kai. Just like I said I would. He sighed. I think I understand what you meant. Naruto nodded. I am glad that you've seen the light. Even if it is orange. Huh. Sakura stared at him with a confused look. What? Orange is only the best color in the entire world. Naruto told her. Sakura and Sasuke stared at him with disbelieving looks. You have got to be kidding me, Sakura choked out. Orange? That's a hideous color. Naruto held up a hand to silence them. We'll talk about how orange is so awesome later, let's go or we'll be late. Awesome. It's ugly, Sasuke and Sakura thought. The 3 shinobi turned to enter the doors of the academy. Naruto smirked. This place hasn't changed since I left, how typical, Naruto thought. Walking down the hall, they passed by several rooms that had classes going on. Naruto's smirk turned into a full grin as he laughed silently in his head. These kids, they have no idea what being a shinobi truly is. Walking up a set of stairs, they turned the corner and saw a great many people piled up at a door with the sign 301 above it. Naruto held up a hand to halt his teammates. He gestured for them to come closer. You guys have noticed it, I suppose? He whispered to them. Sasuke and Sakura nodded. Don't mention it out loud. It seems that the Chunin are weeding out the idiots. Just walk past and follow my lead. They separated from the huddle and sneaked past the large group of people. His eyes met with lavender pupils. Hyuga, Naruto sneered. Sasuke and Sakura followed his lead and went to the end of the room. Turning, he scanned the wall until he found what he wanted. He stepped through the wall, his team following him through the wall. Team 7 walked up another set of stairs and emerged onto the third floor. Masaki tapped her foot impatiently as the other 3 members took their time to walk over to her. Impatient much? Sasuke asked. Masaki growled. You would be too if you were waiting for over an hour in a deserted hallway. The now united Team 7 turned to walk when a voice stopped them. Matt. Team 7 turned around to see the Hyuga and his team on the other side of the hall. The Hyuga stared at them. What are your names? Naruto smirked. I see no need to reveal my name to someone who does not reveal theirs. How old are you? Are you rookies? Demanded the Hyuga. I have no obligation to answer any of those questions, Naruto replied. One of the Hyuga's teammates bounded up to him. Hello, my name is Rock Lee. May I know yours? Naruto stared at him. His eyes moved back and forth from the thick eyebrows to the green bodysuit. I am Takai, Hyei Takai. Naruto mumbled as he continued to stare at the weird boy. Okay. You look strong, Takai. May we spar once before we enter the examination room? Rock Lee asked him. Naruto turned to his teammates, his eyes asking for an answer. Go ahead. Sasuke said. Don't overdo it, idiot, muttered Masaki. It's your life, make your own decisions, Sakura sighed. Naruto smiled and turned back to Lee. I'll be much obliged. He led Lee forward and down a set of stairs to a large clearing. We can spar here, just don't go overboard, alright Lee-san? Lee nodded. I'll try my best. I hope to be enlightened after this match. He then settled into a style that Naruto had seen once. Where did I see that before? Oh yeah. There was a guy that looked just like him. What was his name? Guy. Yes, it was Guy. He was a taijutsu specialist whose specialization was bone crushing. I do believe that style is called the bone crushing style? Naruto asked. Lee nodded. Yes, how did you know? Naruto waved his hand to settle the matter. I met a man named Guy once who used the same stance. That's all. Lee's eyes ignited. Ooh, you have met Guy-sensei? Naruto sighed. Yes, now let's get on with the match. Naruto settled into his own stance. He moved out his left arm and moved his right arm into a 90-degree angle parallel to the ground. He let both of his hands' fingers stretch out in a relaxed position. Lee frowned. I do not recognize that stance. I do believe this will be a challenge. May the one with the most fires of the youth win, Lee roared. Naruto's sweat dropped. Sheesh, this guy's just as weird as Guy. Neither Naruto nor Lee moved a muscle. For several minutes, they stared at each other, waiting for a move. Just goddamn fight already, Masaki roared. Naruto's sweat dropped. Alright, geez. No need to get impatient, he muttered. Naruto began swaying back and forth, for a few seconds. Suddenly, as he finished swaying back, he rushed forward with his fingers outstretched. Konoha Daizenpu. Lee made to intercept him, but Naruto merely ducked and held out his left arm. Lee's first kick swung over his head, and his second kick made contact with his arm. Sensing opportunity, Naruto grabbed Lee's leg before he could respond and began swinging him. After 3 turns, Naruto threw Lee at the wall with all his might. Lee curled up into a ball to reduce some of the damage, but he still made a large indent on the wall. As he slowly got up, Naruto rushed at him again without interference. Charging chakra into his fingers, he began performing a style similar to Juken in which the user used chakra from their fingers to inflict damage. In this case, Naruto made his fingers stronger. This was actually an advantage from using a chakra-charged fist because there was less energy use when charging up your fingers with the same amount of damage, as well as it being harder to dodge than a fist. He twirled once, avoiding Lee's sloppy punch, and slammed 2 fingers into the opposing arm. Lee winced in pain, and attempted to fight back. He threw another punch followed by a kick at Naruto. Naruto ducked under the punch, charged his feet with chakra and back flipped over the kick, knocking Lee under the chin in the process. Lee flew up from the chakra-enhanced hit, and Naruto soon jumped after him. Lee flew in the air, face facing downwards, and Naruto appeared under him. Naruto put 2 fingers on his neck and muttered checkmate. Grabbing Lee, he flipped and landed safely on the ground. Lee slowly got up from his injuries and smiled at him. That was a most interesting spar, Takai. I hope one day to be able to defeat you in that dangerous style of yours. I vow on it with my shinobi honor, he announced. Naruto grinned. In your dreams, Lee-san. In your dreams, he told him before walking up the stairs to join his teammates, even if they were only temporary. Come on, let's go before we're too late. Team 7 walked up to room 301 to find none other than Hitaki Kakashi leaning next to the door. Well now, just as I expected, you all showed up. I would say something else, but I wouldn't want to ruin those confident faces of yours. Good luck. With that, he gestured to the door and closed his only visible eye. The 4 genin, 2 of which are S-class, slowly opened the door. Entering, Naruto eyed the 150 or so shinobi in the room. They glared at him, and he glared back. A high-pitched scream interrupted the glare war. Sasuke-kun. It's been forever since I last saw you, she squealed as she hung on to his arm. And, where's Minoru? Who are those two? She asked in confusion. Sasuke looked away. Minoru's dead. They are his replacements, Hayai Takai and Amatsuyoshi Masaki. They are strong. Sasuke mumbled in annoyance. Ino was shocked. Minoru? Dead? She looked at Naruto and Masaki. Their names are weird. Sakura put a hand over Ino's mouth. Shut it, Ino pig. They have weird names but they are also very strong, she whispered fiercely. They're also temperamental. Man, this is so troublesome. Shikamaru muttered. I don't really feel like taking the exam, he sighed as he stared at the ceiling. Minoru's dead, huh? He was a good guy. Choji nodded, potato chips in hand. He was a prankster and an idiot, but he was a good-hearted idiot. Choji put a comforting hand on Shikamaru's shoulder. He's probably in a better place, Shikamaru. Shikamaru sighed heavily. Yeah, I suppose, he muttered dejectedly. He was one of our few friends. Naruto smiled sympathetically. What's done is done. The only thing to do is to move on for the sake of your friend, he said wisely. What's a dumb blonde like you pretending to be wise for? Said an obnoxious voice from behind. Say what? Yelled Ino. She began struggling against Sakura's grip. Let me at that dog boy. Hell regret ever making fun of blondes, she screeched. Naruto put his hands on his face in embarrassment. Please shut up everyone, he mumbled. Why should we, idiot? Roared the obnoxious boy. Naruto slowly turned around to face the intruder. He had short shaggy dark brown hair with a gray jacket with the hood up. A small white puppy was nestled in his jacket. Because, Naruto hissed. You're pissing off the other people, big time, Dobi. Kiba slowly turned around to see the majority of the people glaring daggers at him. Gathering his courage, he shouted, I don't care what you weaklings think, I'll pass and become a chunin. He stiffened when he felt the cool metal of a kunai on his neck. He turned to see that the owner was an angry Naruto. When I tell you to shut up, you. Shut up, he whispered fiercely. He pocketed his kunai and stalked off to a corner. Kiba-kun, you should NTBS so loud, mumbled Hinata. Naruto raised an eyebrow. I never knew that a Hyuga existed that had confidence problems. Shino walked up with the rest of his team. She's right, Kiba. Speak out of place and the test takers will take it out on you. Sakura sighed. Well, 8 of the rookie 9 are here. It's just not the same without Minoru. Ino nodded. He was obnoxious, but he was always so kind and caring. Enough. The 8 rookies turned to Masaki. He's dead, and he's not coming back. It's useless to waste all your time mourning over someone you didn't treat as an equal. If you really care about him, then train so that you can protect the rest of your friends. Why you? Ino growled. Ino. Stop, Sasuke muttered to her. She's right. If you don't want to experience more loss, then you should train so you can protect them. If it's one thing that those two taught me, it's that you should protect those that are close to you at all cost. Sasuke clenched his fists. I learned that lesson the hard way. Naruto laughed lightly. Yeah, I suppose you did, with me chewing you out and all. Hey, you guys should keep it down, muttered a voice behind them. Naruto and Masaki turned, and their eyes widened. Kabuto, they thought. Sasori's spy. Recently Sasori's been receiving the wrong information. Either Orochimaru is feeding Kabuto the wrong information, or Kabuto's turned on us. Hello, Kabuto, Naruto said while forcing a grin. It's been a while. Kabuto's eyes widened. Now what are you doing here? Naruto walked up to Kabuto. That's for you to find out, spy. Prove to me that you're ours and not Orochimaru's. Naruto whispered in his ear. Kabuto struggled to retain a gasp. Orochimaru is going to attack during the Chunin exams, That's all he's revealed to me so far, Naruto-san. Naruto gave him a deadly look. It would do well to not call me by my real name, Kabuto. I am going by the name of Takai. I will take that information, but if you don't start relaying good information, you will find me your enemy, he whispered icily as he revealed a hidden kunai. Kabuto shivered and nodded. Hi, Takai-san, he mumbled. One more thing, Naruto muttered. Hand me the nin info card on me and Masaki. Kabuto obeyed and handed him 2 cards. Naruto stared at them a while, and charged some chakra into them. He returned them, but not before he told Kabuto what had done. I just modified them a little. Don't forget to flaunt them to the rookies, he growled the last part out. Hi. Kabuto fixed his glasses and looked to the rookies. Hey, you guys. You're rookies, right? Come over here. The rookies did so and gathered around him. I can tell you're rookies by the clueless looks on your faces. I'll share some info with you guys on the participants of the exam. Who are you? Kiba asked. I am Yakushi Kabuto. Pleasure to meet you. Sakura looked interested. Kabuto-san, this is your second time, right? Kabuto shook his head. No, this is my 7th. I am on my 4th year. Everyone gasped. There are some advantages though. I've gathered a huge amount of information on these nin info cards. Kabuto revealed his prized possessions. All I need are names and a country to find the person. Be warned, as some people aren't as detailed as others. Kabuto told each of them. Hiei Takai of Konoha, and Amatsuyoshi Masaki of Konoha. Sasuke said immediately. If he had looked at Naruto, he would have seen the deadly grin that was plastered on his face. Kabuto nodded. Alright, Hiei Takai. Mission history. None, seeing as he just joined. Let's see, skills, all of his skills are below average. Kabuto looked at Masaki's card. Same with Masaki as well. Ha. See, forehead girl. I told you they were no problem, Ino laughed. No, those cards are wrong. Sasuke growled. How did he flicker behind me fast enough so that I couldn't react? How did he easily defeat a taijutsu specialist? Your cards are crap. Kabuto fixed his glasses. He glared at Sasuke. It can't be helped. The information is what's been recorded. He's probably trained since last time. Kabuto glanced at Naruto. Naruto gave a nod. Receiving the go, he continued. Besides, he's recently transferred from Kumo and I don't have that much information. Before he could go on, a flash of smoke from the other side of the room distracted them. Alright, maggots. I am Morino Ibiki and I will be the proctor for the first exam. He gave them a dangerous grin. Come up here and pick a number from the box. That number is where you sit. All the shinobi picked their cards and went to their spots. Naruto looked at his card, and it read 96. He walked over to the chair to find someone in it. Sweat dropping, he turned the card upside down so that it read 69. Mistake cleared, he walked over to the correct seat and plopped himself down. Nice sword, someone next to him muttered. He turned to see a strange girl. She had silver hair, sort of like Kakashi's, and had deep amethyst eyes. She wore her leaf headband on her arm. She had on a red short shirt that revealed her stomach and long green cargo pants. His eyes wandered to the strange markings on her stomach. If I didn't know any better, I would have thought it was just a tattoo, he thought. I am smarter than that now, so there's a Jinchuriki in the exams. I'll have to capture her and bring her to leader. It's impolite to stare, you know, she mumbled. Naruto's eyes snapped up. Ah, sorry, your seal is interesting. What's your name? Naruto asked the girl. I'll have to tail her during the next exam. Ah, I am Ryoku Kaoru. What's yours? And how do you know if it's not a tattoo? I am Hiei Takai, and I know that it's a seal. I have one myself. There are bad men that are out to get people like you and me, Kaoru. We demon containers should stick together, he whispered under his breath. Really? She asked. She began thinking to herself. Aw damn, there are people after me. Do they want to kill me? Do they want my demon? What do they want? It'll be safer if I stay with this guy, since he's a container and he's strong as well. Well, let's try to find each other during the next exam. Do you think they'll be in the exams? She asked, half curious, half afraid. Naruto nodded. They're everywhere. It would do no good to be picked off one by one, would it? As he talked, Naruto smirked to himself. Too easy, she won't be expecting me to turn on her. She gave him a serious look. Can I see your seal to make sure that you're a container? Kaoru asked him. Naruto's sweat dropped. Ah, okay. He zipped off his cloak to reveal heavy Anbu armor, courtesy of Uchiha Itachi. He lifted up the armor and muscle shirt to reveal his intricate seal. Her mouth was gaping. That's some serious seal you have there, Takai. Naruto nodded as he zipped up his cloak. You need a strong seal for a strong demon. He explained to her. He gave her a look and asked, by the way, what demon do you have in you? She paused. I have the Nibi. What demon do you have? She asked back. Naruto grinned. I have the Kyuubi. Kaoru's eyes widened. Kyuubi? The Kyuubi? She asked in amazement. Yep, the Kyuubi, Lord of Demons. Naruto's attention turned to Ibiki. Looks like he's reciting the rules, we'd better pay attention. With that, the conversation ended. Naruto turned to Ibiki, but tuned him out. Instead, his memories wandered once again backwards. Flashback. Nay, Masaki. Let's go prank Kisame. Naruto had wandered around, bored as hell until he met up with Masaki. I don't know, Kisame-san can get scary when he's mad, she mumbled. Naruto pouted. Don't worry about that. I won't let him get you. She looked him in the eye. If you say so. With that, the two began making plans for the ultimate prank, ever. For an hour, the two sat on the floor, drawing an intricate trap. Once finished, Naruto ran off to grab supplies while Masaki went to talk to Deidara. She soon found the Akatsuki member in the kitchen, deciding what to make for lunch. Deidara noticed Masaki and walked over to her. Yes. Is there anything you need, Masaki-chan, yeah? Deidara asked as he knelt down. Kisame-san isn't up yet, but I heard that his favorite dish is stewed shark, Deidara frowned. Where did you hear that, yeah? He asked. Kisame-san told me one day when he drank too much, she mumbled. I was thinking that maybe you could impress Kisame-san with your cooking. Deidara suddenly got stars in his eyes. Okay. Stewed shark it is, yeah. He immediately began getting to work, while Masaki smiled. Deidara-san is nicer than the others, he strives to get his cooking acknowledged, but he's really sensitive about his art. Masaki ran off to find a dirty Naruto. Mission accomplished, they exclaimed at the same time. Naruto chuckled. Boy, Kisame and Deidara will be out for my hide once they find out what we did. Masaki cocked her head. Your hide? I won't get in trouble? Naruto shook his head. Of course not. I'll tell them it was all my idea, and that way it'll be even more fun to run away from them. He smiled widely. His eyes widened as he heard a door open. Quick, hide, he whispered fiercely. He ran into the hall. Hey, shark face. Cash. Naruto roared. Don't call me that. Kisame yelled as he caught the object. Ha, a mirror, Naruto snickered. Why don't you look at yourself in the mirror? Kisame looked confused. Look at myself. He did look in the mirror and his jaw dropped open. Brat. How dare you draw all over my face? Roared Kisame. He made to run at Naruto, but slipped on the oil that was on the hallway. Gah. He yelped out before he went sliding across the floor, across the room, and across the kitchen till he ran into a barrel of syrup, causing it to tip over and spill on him. Goo. As he struggled to get up, he tried to find something to grab on and pulled on a string. Immediately, a large bag of flour opened up and emptied its contents onto him. Kisame silently got up, and began marching over to Naruto. Kisame-san. Deidara sang out. I've got something for you, yeah. Deidara walked over to Kisame and intercepted him, but unfortunately slipped on the leftover oil. The pot he was holding flew into the air and landed on Kisame. Kisame attempted to pull it off, but paused. He sniffed the contents and in a muffled voice, asked Deidara, what kind of stew is this? Deidara smiled. Why? It's your favorite. Kisame pulled off the pot. It is. He began tasting it. It's good, but it doesn't really taste like chicken noodle soup. Deidara sweat dropped. You mean, that's your favorite, yeah? He asked slowly. Kisame stared at Deidara. Yeah, what of it? Deidara began to sweat profusely. You see. Masaki-chan told me your favorite was, stewed shark. At this, Kisame's eyes bugged out as he began hyperventilating. A loud scream rang through the entire Akatsuki compound. Itachi immediately appeared on the scene. What's wrong? What happened? Why is he unconscious? He demanded. Deidara smiled nervously. I made him stewed shark, yeah. Itachi stared in disbelief, then started rubbing his head. So annoying, he muttered before walking away. End flashback. Yeah, that was the ultimate prank. Kisame wouldn't touch anything Deidara made for a month, heh. Naruto smiled. I also remember Kisame attempting to get back at me with his Samahata, except it was a massive water balloon hanged into Samahata, complete with explosive tag. Boy, was he ever surprised when his Samahata exploded and splashed water all over his face, heh. Naruto closed his eyes for a moment. He opened them again to find himself in front of the Kyuubi's cage. He sighed. What is it, Baka Fox? Geez, after all this time you still don't like me. I am hurt. Naruto glared. Just tell me what you want to tell me. Alright. You know the Nibi girl next to you. I suggest you put a tracking jutsu on her before the next exam. I'll teach you the jutsu here and you can use it out there. Naruto raised an eyebrow. What's with the sudden need to help me out? Kyuubi huffed. It's for my own benefit. Nibi is a stinking filthy good for nothing backstabber, and I do not like her. Naruto chuckled. All in due time, my good friend. All in due time, he closed his eyes, and reopened them to once again see the examination room. Naruto concentrated and sent Masaki a message via telepathic jutsu. Nay, Masaki. The Jinchuriki of the Nibi is right next to me. She has silver hair, amethyst eyes. See her? Yeah, I see her. What, you want to abduct her during the exams? Ah, but Masaki, we both know that Itachi and Kisame are on standby outside Konoha. We could have them pick her up, he whined. Whatever, well, get her in the next exam. Just don't get beat. Naruto mentally scoffed. An Akatsuki Jinchuriki get beat? Che. Masaki mentally sighed and cut the telepathic link. Naruto blinked at the sudden loss of communication and grumbled to himself. He gave his Akatsuki ring, Haku, a loving look, before performing the jutsu. Alright, the 10th question will now be revealed, Ibiki announced to the examinees. Naruto blinked and looked at his blank test paper. Ah, screw it. That Ibiki guy says the 10th question is worth 10 points, so it doesn't really matter. Naruto sat back and fell asleep. He was in the middle of dreaming that he was all-powerful when Masaki initiated telepathic communication again. Baka. Wake up. We passed the first exam. Naruto got up groggily. How'd we pass? The 10th question was whether to take the rest of the exam or not. The answer was to take it. He talked about teamwork and never putting yourself over a mission and all that, sort of like the stuff that Itachi and Atusan babble about. Suddenly Anko crashed in through the window, causing Naruto to groan. You happen to wake me up as soon as she jumps in all flashy-like. How convenient, he mentally grumbled. Ah, shut your stupid trap, Masaki grumbled back. We're leaving, let's go. Naruto and Masaki stood up and met up with Sakura and Sasuke. Sasuke walked over to Naruto. How'd you do on the test? He asked Naruto. Said Akatsuki member grinned, showing off his sharp teeth. I didn't do a thing. I fell into nostalgia and went to sleep. I slept through the 10th question. Sasuke and Sakura face vaulted at this information and struggled to get a hold of their emotions. You what? Naruto laughed sheepishly. Well, let's hurry up or we'll miss the second exam. With that, Team 7 was the last to leave the room. They arrived at training area 44 in time to see Kiba get nicked by a kunai thrown by Anko. The grass shinobi behind Kiba returned Anko's kunai via long tongue. Both Masaki and Naruto gave each other a look. They knew only one person who had a tongue that long. Orochimaru, they both thought. Naruto motioned for Masaki to come closer. I want for you and me to maintain telepathic communication at all times. You stay with the Uchiha in case the Hubby goes after him. I'll take the Jinchuriki. He instructed her. Masaki nodded. Roger. Naruto grimaced. Open a link with Kisame and Itachi too while you're at it. We may need assistance if Orochimaru interferes. Masaki nodded and got to work. The grass shinobi suddenly felt someone glaring at him, and he turned around to see Naruto. The shinobi's eyes narrowed, as Naruto sneered at him. The grass shinobi sneered back, and the two became set in a sort of silent sneering competition. Stop sneering like that, you're getting on my nerves, Masaki muttered. Naruto stopped. Sorry, I was having a sneering contest with the hubby. Masaki choked on her saliva. You're such an idiot, she sighed. We have the heaven scroll. Naruto commented. Alright, go to your gates. The second exam begins in 15 minutes. Masaki gave a worried look to Naruto. How are you supposed to find Nibi? Naruto grinned in a strange fox-like way. Kyuubi taught me a tracking jutsu. I performed it on her when she wasn't looking. Masaki glared at him. Well, since you have a tracker on her and everything, it'll be pathetic if you can't capture her. Naruto glared back. You don't trust my abilities. She sighed. I do, but this is a Jinchuriki and the hubby we're talking about. Naruto smiled genuinely. Don't worry. Itachi-ni-san can back you up if you're in a tight spot. I'll be fine against Nibi as I have the Kyuubi. Masaki gave a genuine smile back and playfully punched his shoulder. If you finish with her quick enough, come back and try to back me up against the hubby. Naruto chuckled. Roger that. With that, the two Akatsuki members returned to their teammates and set off to their gate. As they reached their gate, Sakura gave them an interested look. What were you two talking about? She asked. Naruto was surprised. Ah, well, we were talking about that creepy grass nin. He is creepy, don't you think? With that long tongue and all, he discontinued the rest of the sentence. Nice save, Masaki congratulated mentally. Sakura shivered. Yeah, you're right. I wonder how he got such a long tongue. The world may never know, Masaki said. She looked to the distance. It's almost time, get ready. Team 7 prepared to run into the gates at a moment's notice. In 1 minute, the gate opened and they rushed in. Naruto immediately made a kage bunshin and sped off to the right. Where's that idiot going? Sasuke yelled. He has some business to attend to. Masaki explained. Yeah. Master is going after a weak team he saw earlier. The clone added. Sasuke nodded. It doesn't really matter as we have one person extra anyway. Let's hope he finishes them quickly, because I have a bad feeling about that grass shinobi. Masaki nodded. You're not the only one, Sasuke. Kaoru and her team had rushed into the gate and streaked towards the tower. After several hours of non-stop travel, they landed in a small clearing to rest. In the trees, Naruto spied on them for a little while. Okay, a small genjutsu to fool them, and I am off. He moved stealthily behind them. Fox to Thunder, do you read? I have the enemy in sight, he called out mentally. Thunder to Fox, I read you. We have yet to see the hubby, but I'll give you a call if we do. Have fun playing with her. Thunder out. Naruto grinned. Playing army with telepathy is so fun. He quickly created a kage bunshin, and set a genjutsu on it so it would appear bloody and wounded. He sent it on its merry way. Kaoru was leaning against a tree when she heard a shuffling in the bushes. She suddenly tensed, as did her two teammates. What emerged from the bushes surprised her greatly. A bleeding and wounded Naruto appeared, and stumbled to them. Naruto, she yelled as she ran over to him. What happened to you? She asked worriedly. Naruto winced in pain. Ambushed within an hour, he muttered. Orochimaru, he's here to URK. A kunai from the trees flew past and hit him in the heart. She stared down at him, tearing up. Her teammates walked up to the corpse, only to have it suddenly smile. Her teammates, suddenly realizing the danger, pushed Kaoru away before the clone exploded, leaving both of them injured. A smirking Naruto emerged from the bushes. He was fully unscathed. He sneered at the team. Fell for my bunshin Daibakuha, did you? Kaoru stared tearfully at Naruto. Why? She whispered. Why did you trick me? She screamed at him. Naruto silently stared at her. You know how I told you there are bad men after you? He asked her. Kaoru nodded. I am one of them, she gasped. Once I apprehend you, we will determine whether to keep you alive or extract your demon. Kaoru's teammates winced as they attempted to recover from the pain. The obvious leader yelled to her, Kaoru, run. Well, hold him off for as long as we can. You must inform Hokage-sama. She immediately paid heed to his words and bolted off. Naruto smirked at them. It's useless, you know. I put a tracking jutsu on her. Naruto informed them. Her teammates paled. He smirked. Though I do hate to kill, I suppose I must kill you too. You will only get in the way now. He rushed at them before they could gather their bearings. Kaoru ran as fast as she could through the forest. She scrambled through her pack. Flare, where's the damned emergency flare? Here, she took the flare and set it off. Now I have to stay alive for the Anbu. Meanwhile, Naruto had finished off the second of her two teammates. Fox to Thunder, she ran. I still know where she is though. Thunder to Fox, what happened? Her teammates intervened. They have been taken care of. He suddenly noticed the flare that lit up the sky. Shit, call in Kisame to the position of the tracker. Have Itachi trail you guys in case the hubby shows up. Roger that. Thunder out. Naruto grimaced. At least we had a contingency plan. I didn't expect her to light a flare though. She's smarter than I had anticipated. His grimace transformed into an amused smile as he set off on her trail. On the outskirts of Training Area 44, Itachi and Kisame calmly waited while under a powerful genjutsu that hid them. This is Thunder. Shark and Weasel, do you copy? This is Shark, we read you. What's the status? The Jinchuriki is stubborn. She set off an emergency flare and the Anbu should be moving in soon. Also, Orochimaru has been sighted in the vicinity. Kisame, you were suggested to go after the Jinchuriki. Itachi, Naruto suggested you be with our group as you're the only one here that can take Orochimaru alone. This is Weasel. Your message has been accepted, and we are moving out. Weasel out. Tell Fox that I'll be there shortly. Shark out. Kisame and Itachi looked at each other and nodded before dashing into the forest in different directions. Kaoru tried to stay as silent as possible and tried to lower her chakra signature. She felt someone enter the vicinity. "Oh Kaoru-chan, where are you?" Naruto said in a sing-song voice. "Your teammates can't help you now, since they're dead. I have your Earth Scroll as well." At this, Kaoru froze. "He killed them? That bastard. I know about that flare you set off, but it won't work." Kaoru gathered her courage, and sent her voice to the opposite side of the clearing. "Were you lying about Orochimaru being here?" Naruto looked to where the voice came from, and shook his head. She threw her voice, "Smart." Naruto grinned. "Nope. That's why my partner isn't here. She's protecting the rest of the team from possible attack." "I bet you're lying and that she's waiting here," she voiced out again. "I swear to you I am not, Kaoru. That's why we brought backup. My replacement partner should be here shortly," as he was right outside the forest waiting for the signal. As soon as he finished, she felt another presence enter the area. Kisame landed in front of Naruto. "Oi, brat. Good to see you. Where's she?" Naruto nodded. "She's trying to hide and throwing her voice, Kisame-san." Kisame frowned. "Look here brat, we're on the same level so just call me Kisame." Naruto raised an eyebrow. "You use the san prefix when you speak with Itachi ni-san. Why can't I?" Kaoru heard this exchange and shut her eyes tightly. "Itachi? Uchiha Itachi? The Uchiha Itachi that murdered the entire Uchiha clan in a single night? Oh god, I am outmatched." Kisame chuckled. "Enough talk, I'll flush her out." She was foolish enough to stop near a river. He began going through many hand seals. "Sweden. Daibakufu no Jutsu," he roared. Realizing what was going to happen, Kaoru attempted to scramble away but was caught in the torrent of water from the river she was hiding near. Flailing, the water took her straight to the men. One was Naruto, and the other looked very much like a shark. Both of them had large, frightening blades strapped to their back, and both of them were here for a reason: to capture her. She whimpered and attempted to run but was immediately blocked by a Naruto clone. "Why don't you make it easier on yourself and give yourself up? It'll give you better chances on living, whether pre or post-capture," Naruto said calmly. Suddenly, a large explosion took place about a kilometer from their position. Kisame frowned. "Looks like Orochimaru's made his move." He turned to Kaoru. "Quickly girl, make a decision. We don't have all day, especially with that snake freak running around." Naruto looked sadly at the girl. "Kaoru, trust me on this. Just come with us." Kaoru looked desperately at Naruto. "Should I believe him? He lied to me before, but then he didn't have a choice did he? He was after me, what should I do?" "Follow your heart, young one, though I must admit, I do despise Kyuubi," the Nibi said. She nodded. "All right, I'll go with you." Naruto gave her a stunning smile. "All right, let's go back up Masaki. I doubt Itachi's getting involved yet, what with his brother being on the team." Kisame nodded and picked up Kaoru. Hey, what are you doing?" she shouted. "This way is faster." Kisame grunted. "Let's go, Gaki." The two set off at high speed towards the point of the explosion. Masaki had not liked the feeling of the clearing as she entered it. There was something out of place. She then spied a reed sticking out of the ground. "So that's where the damned hubby is hiding." She went through several hand seals. She sneered at the reed. "Raiden, Reiryuden no Jutsu," she roared. Immediately, a magnetic field formed in front of her, releasing a massive thunder dragon. Directing it to the reed, she set it to full power and let it hit the target. A huge explosion rocked the area, and she immediately rushed in to check the damage. She scowled when all she saw was a burnt log. Che, he used a replacement technique. I doubt he escaped without damage though. Sakura came up to her, yelling. "What the hell was that for? You just alert the rest of the teams." Masaki glared at her. "What do you think my purpose was, Pinky? I was catching Naruto's attention, and we're at a serious disadvantage. She let out a yell as her back was embedded with kunai. She quickly kawaramid and escaped the kunai. The grass shinobi left the tree line and walked up to Team 7. Well, look what we have here. Akatsuki pests." He glanced to Masaki and the Naruto clone. "Tell me, Naruto-kun." Sakura's eyes widened. "That's Naruto. He's the idiot that dropped out of class after a month. I didn't recognize him." Sasuke's eyes narrowed. He was the only dropout during the academy. How did he get so strong? The grass shinobi continued. "Naruto-kun, is Itachi here?" Suddenly Sasuke's eyes widened. He turned to Naruto. "Why you work with Itachi?" he said. Masaki snarled. Stop trying to turn us against each other, Orochimaru. Kukuku, so you already know, Masaki-chan. Tell me, how is your father, the leader of Akatsuki, doing? Orochimaru asked as he pulled off his fake face. I am not obliged to tell you anything, she hissed. Oh how rude, Masaki-chan. I was merely curious, as it's been several years since I left the organization. Orochimaru smiled evilly. I was expecting you to at least have some courtesy. The only thing you should expect is death, traitor, she roared as she began one-handed seals with both hands. Raiden Tora no Jutsu. Raiden Tori no Jutsu. A magnetic field appeared, sending out a roaring tiger made of thunder and a swift bird made of thunder. Orochimaru frowned. So be it, Akatsuki pest. Doden. Doryu Heki. The thunder tiger made contact with the wall and dispersed, but the thunderbird flew over and flew straight at Orochimaru. It hit him, paralyzing him. Masaki rushed forward and unsheathed a hidden katana, slashing Orochimaru into two. She watched disappointedly as he turned out to be a mud clone. So tell me, Masaki-chan, Orochimaru said as he destroyed the Naruto clone. Was that Raryuden technique to call for the real Naruto-kun? Masaki shook her head. Not just him, but Kisame as well. You remember him, don't you? Orochimaru winced. So you brought backup? You're smarter than I thought, Masaki-chan. In that case, I'll have to end this quickly. He rushed forward. Kaden. Karyu Enden no Jutsu, Sweden, Sweryuden no Jutsu. The two jutsus rammed the floor where Orochimaru would have been, had he not jumped back in time. He looked up to see Naruto. Next to him, he saw Kisame holding on to a girl. Orochimaru narrowed his eyes. Who's the child, Kisame? Kisame merely laughed. She's a Jinchuriki, my foolish friend. You were too busy with your own crap to notice her. Orochimaru growled. To think I missed that detail. Oh by the way, Orochimaru, Naruto said out loud. Sabaku no Gaara is next on our list. You will not interfere with our plans. Orochimaru ground his teeth. You will do nothing with Sabaku no Gaara. He is essential in my plans, and is in this case the rook that I so desperately need. Naruto turned and gave Sasuke a look. Sasuke interpreted it as a something is going to happen, don't overreact look. Naruto smiled as Sasuke got the message and looked up. Itachi ni-san, you may come out. Sasuke and Orochimaru's eyes widened as Itachi stepped out of the bushes behind Orochimaru. So we meet again, Orochimaru, Itachi spoke calmly. Sasuke gave Naruto a furious look, which he interpreted as a he's your brother. Look. Naruto merely jumped down and walked over to him. I'll explain everything later, Sasuke. Just be patient for a bit. Sasuke nodded. He turned to watch Itachi and Orochimaru face off. Che, 4 Akatsuki members is not odds to be playing with, he said before running off. Itachi quickly looked to the others. Kisame, get her to the leader. Naruto and the rest, follow me. Obeying, they immediately set off on Orochimaru's trail. Fox to Weasel, I set a tracking jutsu on him while he faced you off. I don't know if he's noticed it yet, but if he stops to remove it we can catch up to him. If he doesn't, we catch up to him anyway. Weasel to Fox, good job Otudo. I've trained you well. Now, let's end this menace once and for all. Thunder to the rest, I sense incoming chakra signatures. I am guessing Anbu. Weasel to Thunder, understood. I'll take care of that bit. Itachi then slowed down. Sasuke, he yelled out. Sasuke's head shot up. Yes. For the moment, we are being chased by Anbu. I need you to split off to lead them in another direction. Itachi then tossed Sasuke a device. Once you get them off our trail, you can catch up to us with this tracking device. Good luck. Sasuke nodded, before pulling Sakura away from the group, making sure to leave obvious evidence. I don't know why I am doing this, but something tells me that my brother isn't all that evil I thought him up to be. Sasuke-kun. What are we doing? Why are you listening to them? Aren't they traitors? Sasuke grit his teeth. We're leading the Anbu away. I am listening to them because they can get rid of Orochimaru. They may be traitors, but they still have some honor. And as for my brother, I am thinking of this as a temporary ceasefire. Sakura nodded. The enemy of our enemy is an ally. Good thinking, Sasuke-kun. Let's just hope they can kill him. I do too, but Orochimaru is supposed to be a sneaky bastard. He'll most likely escape by using meat shields or some other crap. Sasuke-kun, the Anbu are getting closer. We need to think of some sort of excuse before they arrive. I am already on it, Sakura. In 5 minutes, the Anbu had caught up to the remaining members of Team 7. Halt. Who set off the emergency flare? The lead Anbu asked them. It wasn't us, Anbu-san. It was a girl, and she was kidnapped by missing nin that infiltrated the Chunin exams. We split off from them as soon as we spotted them, so I guess you missed them. Sakura said with a guilty tone, as she shuffled her feet. The Anbu sighed. It's alright. I suppose it was common sense that made you run from superior shinobi. I do wish that we hadn't spent all our time chasing the wrong path though. He raised a hand and the Anbu left in pursuit of the missing nins. Sasuke grinned at Sakura. Nice acting, Sakura. Have you ever thought about taking up drama? He joked. Sakura pouted. It's not nice to tease someone like that, Sasuke-kun. Sasuke smirked. Let's go find the others. Naruto, Itachi, and Masaki continued after Orochimaru. Itachi, being the faster one, sped ahead while he left the two remaining members to bring up the rear. Masaki suddenly tensed. Thunder to the rest. 3 Anbu teams coming from the behind, 10 minutes away. They are a special tracker unit, damn it. Weasel to Thunder, hold them off for as long as possible. Possibly feed them information about Orochimaru. Weasel out. Thunder to Fox. What do you think? Fox to Thunder, I say we make cage buncheons and continue on and leave the explaining to the cage buncheons. Good idea. Transform them into Itachi and Kisame without the cloak on though. Thunder out. The two immediately made cage buncheons, hanged them, and gave them their orders. Leaving the clones behind, they rushed on ahead to catch up with Itachi. Charging chakra into their feet to increase their speed, they zoomed past humongous trees in an effort to catch Orochimaru. Damn, we're nearing the edge of the forest. We need to catch him, now, Naruto thought. Increasing their speed, they quickly began closing the distance between Itachi and Orochimaru. Naruto narrowed his eyes when he felt the cage buncheons puff out of existence. Fox to Weasel, our cage buncheons were destroyed. It seems they tried to reason with the Anbu but they had orders to attack on sight. Thunder to Rest. I guess it was worth a try. Let's pick up the pace, we can't let that hubby escape. Shark to Rest. I've taken her to the leader. What do you suggest we do with her? Fox to Thunder, let's train her. If she proves to be stronger than any Akatsuki member without the use of her Biju at the end of her training, we can replace them. We have no need for weak members. There was a pause as Kisame spoke with Yoshi. Shark to Fox, your plan is a go. Leader congratulates you on a wonderful plan. Alright, understood. Fox out. Orochimaru ran haphazardly through the trees. Damn it, if they catch up I am done for. And I can't believe I missed that Jinchuriki. Damn it, he sensed movement 15 meters behind him. Damn that Itachi. My plans will be ruined. Orochimaru sped up to his maximum speed in a last-ditch attempt to escape. How are they still on my trail? He wondered. I did see the Kyuubi brat going through seals, a tracking jutsu. Damn it. There's no time to remove it, I must keep going. Weasel reporting, the snake is in my sights. Proceeding to use Amaterasu. An explosion was heard in the forest where Itachi was, and a large plume of smoke appeared. Weasel to Rest, he summoned Manda. This is Fox, I am going in. With a burst of Kyuubi chakra, Naruto rushed through the forest at increased speeds. While Itachi dealt with Manda, Naruto rushed past and continued on Orochimaru's trail. He quickly caught up to him, and Orochimaru looked at him in surprise. Why Naruto-kun, I never knew you could harness Kyuubi's power, he said in delight. There are many things you don't know about me, hubby, and plenty more you will never know, he yelled before going through hand seals. Throwing a strange kunai past Orochimaru, he yelled Shoshin Raiden Hei no Jutsu. A wall of thunder appeared where the kunai landed, and Naruto started throwing shuriken above it. Orochimaru, seeing the wall, attempted to jump over it, but the shuriken surrounded the area and twisted around him. What? He's controlling them, he thought. Panicking, he quickly went through the seals for a kawarimi. Right before the wires could stop his movements, he replaced himself with a log. What the crap? Naruto quickly burst forward but it was too late. He saw Orochimaru finishing up some hand seals and disappearing in a wave of fire. Damn it! Naruto roared. In several minutes, Itachi and Masaki landed next to him. Naruto, what happened? Masaki demanded. Naruto stared at the floor. He got away with a kawarimi moments before I had him bound. Itachi sighed. Well, we might have missed him this time, but he will surely hang around Sabaku no Gara, since he is a rook in Orochimaru's plans. Itachi looked around. Naruto and Masaki, go back to your team. I will leave with Kisame and the leader. After the Chunin exams, it's your job to train the girl. Naruto began to protest but Itachi left immediately. Naruto frowned and pouted. Why does he make Ami train her? They head off to where Sasuke and Sakura were, and they met each other halfway. Sasuke gave Naruto an asking look, and Naruto saw this. "I'll tell you once we reach the tower, since we have both scrolls. We should be able to make it in a day, leaving 3 more days to talk," Naruto told him. Sasuke nodded and Team 7 rushed off to the tower. Later that day, "Jesus Christ, Naruto. Forcing us to run all the way to the tower non-stop is not what I would call a light run," Sasuke roared. Naruto pouted. "You just have low stamina is all, chickenhead," Naruto teased. A vein appeared on his forehead. "What was that, Blonda?" Sasuke retorted. "Guys, let's just get along for the time being and enter the damn tower," Masaki said forcefully while cracking her knuckles. Both Naruto and Sasuke began sweating and nodded in unison. "As long as she doesn't beat me up," they both thought fearfully. Sakura shuffled her feet. "When are you going to explain everything?" she asked nervously. "When we finish this stage of the exam. We won't be safe until we complete it," Masaki informed her. Thus, Team 7 entered the tower and looked around the empty room. "Maybe we should open both scrolls?" Naruto suggested. Masaki rolled her eyes. "Nah, you think? How about a free-for-all deathmatch instead?" she drawled with intended sarcasm. Naruto brightened up. "Really?" Sakura smacked him upside the head. "She was being sarcastic, moron." Sasuke mumbled something about idiots making my life hell and pulled out the heaven scroll. Naruto pulled out the earth scroll that he had pilfered and opened them at once. A strange purple smoke began coming from the scrolls. "It's a summoning scroll, throw it," Naruto mumbled. Unfortunately, Sasuke was not able to throw it in time and was suddenly being crushed by a confused Iruka. Iruka looked at Naruto, Masaki, then at Sakura. "Where's Sasuke?" Sakura silently pointed at his feet, making him look down. His sweat dropped and immediately jumped off the gasping Uchiha. "Ooh, sorry about that, Sasuke. You should have gotten rid of the scroll." Naruto took the time to fall into nostalgia again and tuned out the rest of the world. Flashback. It was 3 months before the Chunin exams, and Naruto ran through the halls in the Akatsuki base and sharply turned a corner, barely avoiding an angry Kisame. "That's the last time you're ever going to prank me, brat," Kisame screamed in anger. Naruto quickly created a cage bunshin and ducked into a door to his left, leaving Kisame to chase after the hapless clone. He breathed a sigh of relief, when he suddenly stiffened. He slowly turned to see Masaki exiting the bathroom, wearing nothing but a towel. Naruto was silent for what seemed like forever, before he flew back with blood spurting from his nose. Crashing through the door, he lay twitching on the floor. Kisame had unfortunately at the time caught the clone. Disappointed, he was walking down the same hall when Naruto flew out the door. He paused when he noticed the noseblood. He turned to see a still frozen Masaki with a shocked expression on her face. Understanding what had happened, he picked up Naruto by the scruff of the neck and began dragging him away, very quickly. Naruto soon regained consciousness and looked up at Kisame. "Nay, Kisame-san. Why are you dragging me?" he asked curiously. Kisame frowned at him. "You're in some deep trouble, brat. You should have seen the expression on poor Masaki's face." Kisame broke into a laugh. "And pray tell, what expression was it and why did she have it?" a quiet voice behind them asked. Kisame and Naruto both froze, and turned around to come face to face with none other than Yoshi himself. Kisame began sweating profusely, while Naruto scrambled to run away. When Deidara appeared on the scene, Kisame had begun running off as well. Yoshi turned to Deidara. "Did you find out what happened?" Deidara nodded silently. "Tell me," Yoshi demanded. Deidara began reciting what he had seen. Kisame was chasing Naruto, yeah. Naruto ducked into a room to hide and saw Masaki with only a towel, yeah. He flew through the door and Kisame found him. Kisame saw Masaki too, and boy was she shocked, yeah. Poor Masaki-chan. To think she was intruded upon even in the privacy of her own room, yeah. A look of pure fury came upon Yoshi's face. Deidara slowly backed away, with one thought running on repeat in his mind. Boy, those two were screwed, yeah. Their screams reverberated throughout the base and sent one thought through everyone's minds. Do not mess around with Yoshi's precious daughter. End flashback. Naruto sighed. What Yoshi had done to them was something he did not like to discuss. Deidara suspected it involved their manliness, pain, and physical torture. Had to admit, that was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity though, Naruto thought dreamily. Takai, Takai, Takai. Iruka left. Masaki yelled in frustration. Naruto quickly snapped out of it. Huh? Towel. Masaki's emotions quickly performed a 180 and transformed into rage. Ero Baka! She screamed as she punched his head vigorously. How dare you speak of that in front of me? As the beating continued, Sakura turned to Sasuke. Why did she call him Takai? Are we supposed to keep up the act? Sakura asked curiously. Sasuke merely shrugged. If they choose to keep up the act, it's not my problem as long as they explain everything to us. I suggest we keep this a secret indefinitely until we receive their permission though. Sakura nodded in agreement. After the beating was complete, Masaki turned to them. What is it you want to know, exactly? Sasuke set his mouth in a line. Why did Itachi kill the clan? For what purpose did he do it? And how do you and Takai relate to my brother? Naruto frowned. He's never shared that with us. You'll have to ask him in person. Sasuke nodded. Next question. He did it to test your heart's strength. You see, if you had listened to his words about hate, then you pushed away everyone close to you and you would drown in the hate, thus slowly making your heart's strength wane. The purpose of the test was for you to find how to truly become strong. As one man said to me before, you are never truly strong unless you are protecting those precious to you. Protecting those precious people will bring out your true strength, and Itachi hoped that you would find it out. Naruto explained in detail. He wants you to be the one to take his life so he can stop living the nightmare which is his life. He gave you the test because you absolutely would not be able to defeat him with merely hatred. Masaki continued where he left off. As for how we relate to him, my father is the leader of Akatsuki. He recruited Itachi in the first place. We joined Akatsuki about a year ago. Now, what say you guys to a shower and a visit to the cafeteria? I am starving. Naruto complained. Masaki glared. Is food all you can think about? Though I admit a shower would be nice. Naruto snickered. Towel. He immediately ran at top speed into the hall. Masaki's right eye twitched, and immediately ran after Naruto. After 3 minutes, a loud noise was heard from somewhere in the tower. Ero Baka. Boom ah. Sasuke's sweat dropped. Sure wouldn't want to piss her off, he thought. Sasuke found Naruto rubbing his sore head and sulking against the wall. She just can't take a freaking joke, he muttered to himself. Naruto looked up to see an annoyed Sasuke. He sighed. What do you want? Sasuke rolled his eyes. Whatever happened to our plan of taking a shower and going to the cafeteria? Naruto brightened up. Oh yeah. Let's go. Where's Sakura by the way? No idea. I suspect she went a different route. Sasuke shrugged as he said this. Anyway, there are 2 rooms per team. One is for females and the other is for males. Ours is room 31. As soon as this was said, Naruto immediately disappeared in a flurry of leaves. Sasuke stood there, speechless. Damn Naruto, you'd better not use all the hot water, he roared before running at top speed to room 31. It was 20 minutes later and Team 7 was on their way to the cafeteria. Sasuke was still pissed that Naruto had used up all the hot water in the shower, and Masaki was still wary of Naruto and certain 5-letter words. They walked into the cafeteria, spotting only 2 teams, one of them being Team 8, the other being the Sand Team. Hey, either everyone sucks or we're here early, Sasuke commented. Well, it is the first day you know, Sakura muttered. It's not like everyone has special tracking skills, 2 S-class shinobi, or a demon. Naruto nodded. Quite true. I suspect we'll see a steady flow in the next few days. Now, let's eat, he declared. He went over to the trays of food and saw a huge variety, including ramen. After getting caught and berated by Masaki when he tried to take the entire tray of ramen, he silently ate his meal and sent a glare every few minutes at Masaki. After they had finished, Naruto got up and stretched. Yawning loudly, he mumbled something sounding like sleeping all day and disappeared in a pillar of fire. Damn, I wish I could teleport like that. Sasuke complained. It would save me the trouble of walking everywhere. That Naruto uses it to get everywhere, I swear, Masaki said while shaking her head. And just as Naruto predicted, the number of teams inside the tower steadily grew until the final day arrived. As all the teams that had passed stood in front of the Sandaime as he said his speech, he decided to take the time to have a man-to-man talk with Kyuubi. Concentrating, his eyes quickly glazed over as his consciousness spiraled into the recesses of his mind. Naruto found himself in a pathway. Damn it, when will I ever learn to take myself directly to the stupid fur ball, he thought to himself. He trudged along the dark path, taking a quick look at the pipes above him. Huh, that's funny, they were smaller the last time I came here. He finally turned left and opened the door in front of him. He slunk inside and went in front of the cage. Oi, Baka Fox. Care to tell me why the pipes are bigger? The Kyuubi snorted from its sleep and glared at him. I thought for someone of your intellect, you would have known by now. When those pipes increase, I can also pump more chakra into you when you need it. So that means, yeah, your maximum chakra capacity for handling my chakra is slowly enlarging. When will I be able to get 4 tails and not go berserk? In a few months at the least. Just be more patient, brat. It's not every day your body adjusts itself so it can handle more demon chakra. Naruto frowned slightly. If I used 4 tails in a few months, what would my level be at? Che. How should I know? Anyways, unless you start training again, you'll never get near Itachi's level without the use of 5 tails at the least. Che, training is boring. I'll find something better to train on, like a new style. I can teach you a jutsu that can transform you into a half-demon. Naruto froze. What's the catch? If you leave it on too long, you'll eventually become a demon. The good thing is, every time you reuse it, the timer restarts. 12 hours is the max time limit. Naruto smiled widely. That's the most useful thing I've ever heard. Alright, I'll teach it to you. It's called Yami Tsuki Henshin. Any benefits from transforming? Naruto asked curiously. Of course. Your chakra gets replenished by 50% of your maximum, but you can't go over 100%. Also, when you transform you immediately get a boost in your speed and power, ranging from 150 to 200%. You can also take much more damage in demon form. Alright then Foxy. What are the seals? Bah. It's dragon, tiger, horse, dragon, snake, dragon, ox, and dragon. Whoa, lots of dragon seals in there, Naruto muttered. Test drive it out during your preliminaries. What? Preliminaries? What the hell, they haven't done one of those in years. Too many people passed this year. I am cutting the link now since the old man finished his speech. Sayonara, brat. Dumbass fox. Naruto shouted before he was sent flying back into his own consciousness. He looked around to see everyone moving, so he followed Masaki up a set of stairs. Stupid preliminaries, Naruto muttered. And how would you know? You were in your own little world, Masaki said after opening a link. Damned fox told me after he taught me a new jutsu. Ooh, what does it do? Masaki said, bubbling with excitement. I can transform into a half-demon with a time limit of 12 hours until I become full demon. Cool. Hey, the preliminaries are starting, but I am hungry. Can you go get me some food? Masaki pleaded. Naruto was about to reply a negative when Masaki suddenly turned to him, puppy dog eyes at full blast. Ah, god damn it fine. When will you stop using that on me? Naruto yelled mentally. I'll stop the day you become smart. Ha, ha. That was so funny I forgot to laugh. Whatever, I'll be gone for a bit. Warn me if my name comes up. He then closed the link and left the room with several people staring at him. Where's he going? Kurenai asked Kakashi. He looked up from his book and then turned to see Naruto leaving. Probably going to the cafeteria. Not many people know that it's open during the exams. Naruto grumbled as he walked to the cafeteria. Stinking girl can't even go and get her own food. Why did she even skip breakfast in the first place? He complained. He paused. Come to think of it, she didn't even specify a food. He groaned and entered the cafeteria. It had a few employees eating brunch, so he walked up to the counter and took what he could. If she doesn't like what I bring her, well screw her, he muttered fiercely. He left quickly and walked in silence back to the room where the preliminaries were being held, and decided to check up with Masaki. Yo. How's everything so far? And don't ask about the food, I have it. I've seen Uchiha and some chakra-sucking dude named Yoroi Akado fight. Sasuke wiped the floor with him. One of the sand shinobi named Kankuro fought some weird guy named Tsurugu Masumi. Masumi can stretch his body and disconnect bones, yuck. Kankuro is a puppeteer. Sakura and Yamanaka Ino knocked each other out in a draw. Nara Shikamaru beat Aburame Shino with superior strategies. Tamari freaking owned Tenten. Hurry it up, will you? Alright, geez. Women, he picked up his pace and entered the room when the electronic board flashed. Hayai Takai versus Inazuka Kiba. He set his mouth into a grim line. Hey, Masaki. Catch. He roared as he threw the tray of food like a boomerang. Surprised, she barely managed to catch it. You idiot, she roared back. Kurenai's sweat dropped and Kakashi coughed. They don't act it but they have excellent teamwork, Kakashi told her. It's only natural for pre-teens to act like that, at least I think so. Naruto walked up to the center and faced the boy named Kiba. He wrinkled his nose. You reek of dog. Yuck, he said out loud. Kiba sneered. At least dog is better than fox. Naruto glared. Bring it, dog boy. The examiner coughed. Hyai Takai against Kof Inuzuka Kiba. Begin. Kiba immediately began with his own techniques after his dog, Akamaru, jumped out of his jacket. Ninpo. Jujin Bunshin. The jutsu caused Akamaru to transform into a Kiba. Ninpo. Shikyaku no Jutsu. Kiba and Akamaru both went on 4 legs as his nails lengthened into claws. He grinned cheekily. Scared? You should forfeit while you have the chance. Naruto sneered. Time to test out the jutsu I learned before coming. He went through the designated hand seals. Yami Tasuki Henshin. Suddenly, before everyone's very eyes, he began to transform. His skin turned midnight black, and 6 sharp, 2-foot-long spikes emerged from his back, one on each side and going down in pairs. His head and neck elongated and shaped itself into a demon's head, complete with 2-inch-long mandibles that dribbled saliva. Masaki Ewed at this in particular. His arms grew muscular and his nails turned to long 5-inch-long claws. A large and long spiked tail emerged. He had no pupils. Instead his entire eyes were crimson red. His midnight black skin began to harden into armor, and his height grew to about 6 feet. Back hunched over, he grinned maniacally at Kiba, who paled instantly. Kakashi's Sharingan eye was revealed, and scanning the technique. Fortunately, he didn't copy my jutsu, Naruto thought in relief. What the hell are you? He screamed. The response came in a raspy snarl. Your worst nightmare. He immediately flickered behind Kiba, and slashed his back with his claws. He yelled out in pain and flew forward. Akamaru roared and charged at him. Naruto merely swung an arm and sent Akamaru flying. Kiba slowly got up and handed Akamaru a soldier pill. Bring it on, Gatsuga. The 2 cyclones of destruction rushed at him, but Naruto was unmoving. Kiba and Akamaru slammed and drilled into Naruto and all 3 went into the wall. The 2 partners jumped back and sneered. So much for transformation. What a load of, what the. The smoke cleared to see Naruto, uninjured, in an obvious grin. That tickled. Let's have some more fun. Seishin Utsu. Large amounts of chakra began to focus around his clawed hands. Charging forward, Kiba attempted to jump back, and got clipped. He grinned after dodging, but his emotions suddenly went from grinning, to shock, and finally to disbelief. Mouth gaping as he fell, he noticed the sheer amount flesh that the attack had torn off him. Is this, the end? Pain racking his body, he attempted to crawl away as the demon neared him. Seishin. Suddenly, Hayate and Kakashi were standing in front of him. That's enough, Takai. It's just plain cruel to kill him now, Kakashi murmured. Che. Just when I was about to deal the death blow, he put his demonic hands into a seal. Concentrating, his demonic body began to recede back to its normal human form. He winced slightly as he walked up the stairs. Hayate checked up on Kiba and signaled for the medics. Standing up, he held out a hand. Winner, Hyai Takai. The participants stared in disbelief at what had happened. There were a few thoughts running around their heads, but they were mostly the same. That guy's a monster. Finally, worthy blood, that guy's as evil as Gaara. How frightening. Just looking at him made me shiver, but his chakra made me downright afraid. He performed a half-demon transformation? Interesting. Masaki glared at him as he approached her. That was overkill, she muttered. Naruto merely shrugged it off. I had to test it somehow. It's a really good jutsu when you want to end things fast. He then looked at her empty and spotless plate. You ate it all already? And you licked it clean? She flushed a crimson red. I was hungry, damn it. He smirked and waved it off. Whatever. Link me. She obliged and soon the 2 were talking mentally and away from stray eyes and ears. Let's watch the Ichibi Jinchuriki closely, Naruto suggested. Why? We have to know what he's capable of. It's not good if a shinobi doesn't know what he's up against. Che. I suppose we should underestimate the brat? Masaki asked lightly. Not one bit. He is deadly I suppose, but with my demon speed I should be able to neutralize him easily. If all else fails, I'll use Seishin Utsu. Get Kyuubi to teach me a jutsu. Please? She then used the puppy eyes on him. Oh god. Stop that. Fine. God damn. He cursed as he connected a chakra string to her. Kyuubi will warn you when it's your turn. And both of their eyes suddenly glazed over. They found themselves in front of a massive door. Well, at least I can get myself in front of the door instead of 15 minutes away in a random passage. Masaki deadpanned. Just open the stupid door, he sighed, but did so. The 2 Akatsuki members walked in and went up to the cage. Oi, Fox. Masaki here wants to learn a jutsu off you. Sheesh. Must you bother me every hour of the day? Do I look like a jutsu library to you? Kyuubi complained. Masaki frowned. Yes. Stupid brat, don't piss me off. Since I am in a medium good mood right now, I'll teach you a jutsu. I call it Hakanai Shori. What it does, for a short amount of time you will get a massive speed boost, depending on how much chakra you use. The seals are dragon, snake, boar, tiger, horse, and horse. Now let me get some shutai. Forcing them out, Kyuubi retreated into the depths of his cage to get some much-needed sleep. Sheesh. What a loser, Naruto muttered, speaking of both Kyuubi and Neji, who had just tried to kill his cousin. When people heard this, they muttered their agreement. Neji is such an arrogant asshole. I should kick his ass. Naruto raged. I know, he acts like he has a kunai up his nether region all the time, Masaki commented. Hey, they're done. It's your turn. Masaki jumped down to face her opponent, Zaku Abumi. He sneered. Little girls like you should forfeit before you get hurt. Masaki scoffed. Like a weakling like you could hurt me, much less defeat me. Hayate looked left and right. Kafa Matsuyoshi Masaki vs Zaku Abumi, begin. Zankuha. Zaku roared. A large blast of air blasted the spot Masaki was standing in. Zaku rubbed his nose with a finger. Hey, nothing left of her. Nothing left of who? Muttered a voice behind him. He quickly turned around but was unable to block. Masaki backhanded him across the floor and into the wall. How did you dodge? He stammered. Hakanai Shori, she whispered next to him. Suddenly, the Masaki in front of him disappeared into after images, the final image coming to a stop next to him. She held up a kunai to his neck. Forfeit or die. Zaku snarled and brought up his hands, but he was too slow. She immediately cut his throat, and his body slumped over. I warned you. She shined up to Naruto and sighed. This is no fun. Naruto shrugged. I'll take what I can get. Now let's watch the rest of the matches. The next match was uneventful. It was Yukushi Kabuto vs Akamichi Choji. Kabuto dodged the steam tank and immediately held a kunai to Choji's neck, as Masaki had done. The fight after, involving Dosu Kinuta and Kin Suchi, went by extremely slowly. Knowing each other's weaknesses made it harder to win, but eventually Dosu's speed and stamina won out. Gaara and Rock Lee's battle was much more interesting, with Gaara winning by only a small margin. I was impressed by that Lee though, Naruto thought. To be able to open 5 gates at so young an age, it is quite a feat. The remaining participants then picked numbers from a box. The Hokage coughed. The matches in the final exams are as follows. Imatsuyoshi Masaki vs Hyuga Neji Uchiha Sasuke vs Sabaku no Kankuro. Nara Shikamaru vs Sabaku no Tamari Hayai Takai vs Sabaku no Gaara. Dosu Kinuta vs Yukushi Kabuto. You all have a month to train and prepare for the final exams. Good luck, all of you. Naruto trudged home after the preliminaries. Masaki had gone clothes browsing, leaving him alone. He suddenly noticed a lone girl sitting on a bench in the park. He squinted, her features slowly sharpening. Silver gray hair, amethyst eyes, oh. My God. He quickly turned to walk away when she caught sight of him. Wait. Your leader told me to tell you that you had to train me, she called out to him. Naruto froze in his tracks, and slowly turned. Don't tell me she said what she just said. Alright, I won't tell you. Shut it, damn fox. Naruto sighed. Can't someone else train you? She shook her head. He said they were all out on long-term missions. He groaned loudly enough for her to hear. Alright, I'll train you, but I am not nearly as good in teaching as the others. Meet me here tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. She nodded, and went off to think. Naruto sighed at the predicament he was in. Great, now a leader sets me up to be a sensei. This is going to be one hell of a month, he thought dejectedly and went home. He slowly closed the door behind him and opened a link to one of his suppliers. Hey, how is the new shipment of steel? It arrived on schedule, Naruto-san. What of the construction? Naruto questioned the unknown man. We are ahead of the schedule by 3 months. Good. Start the search for the strong ones. I will be there in 2 months, be ready by then. Hi, Naruto-san. With that, the transmission ended. Naruto grumbled. This is too much work for a mere 13-year-old. Screaming in frustration, he took his stress out on his pillow and went to sleep afterward. The next day, Kaoru sighed loudly. Naruto was training her into the ground, and there were no signs that he was going to let up. Naruto-san, do I have to keep doing this? She complained. Currently, she was forced to stand all day on the water, walking back and forth. Naruto looked up from his novel. Yes, Kaoru. You need to hone your chakra control, and I doubt you need higher chakra reserves. She glared at him. I want to do something else, she said hotly. Naruto abruptly slammed his book shut, and grinned in a Kisame-like manner. Come over here then, Kaoru-chan. Naruto said in a sickeningly sweet voice. Kaoru shivered. Not good, he added the chan at the end. He only does that when he's being cruel. Kaoru nevertheless followed his instruction and walked up to him. Naruto quickly pulled out 5 paper seals from his pocket and handed them to her. Put one on each of your limbs, and one around your waist. She did as instructed and then looked back at him. He still has that creepy grin. What's he planning? She thought to herself. She would find out soon enough. Naruto performed a single seal, and suddenly Kaoru felt like a ton of lead. What the hell did you do? She screeched. Naruto smirked evilly. Gravity seals. I won't teach you how to release them until you finish weight training. Kaoru gaped at him. She opened and closed her mouth, no noise coming out. Clenching her fist, one thought ran into her mind. Must kill blonde. Oh, and one more thing. Every time you can't finish an exercise, or if you attack or disobey me, I'll up the weights. She gave him a glare worthy of rivaling Yoshi's anger mode, and grit her teeth. When I am done with the weight training, I'll kill you, she roared. Naruto yawned. Less talk, more running. Go run 30 laps around the Konoha walls. Kaoru grumbled under her breath before running off, though progress was sluggish. It was sundown when she finished running, and she immediately collapsed onto the floor, drenched completely in sweat. Naruto looked up from his novel and gazed upon the pitiful sight, and sighed. Closing his book and pocketing it, he moved over to her and picked her up. While she protested, he placed her on his back and set off into Konoha. As he ran across the rooftops, he tilted his head to Kaoru. Nay, where do you live? He asked. Ah, she paused, and then began muttering directions, and Naruto raised an eyebrow at the mention of her address. Going to where she currently lived, he dropped her off and walked down 4 doors down the hall and took out a pair of keys. Kaoru's eyes bulged out when he entered the key into the hole. He turned to see her staring and grinned. Funny isn't it? He commented. Her brain stopped for a moment, then went back to full time as questions raced through her mind. Why do you train me so hard? Kaoru demanded. Naruto bit his lower lip, and looked around to make sure there was no one around. I'll tell you in your apartment. Kaoru frowned at this. Why my apartment? She asked curiously. Secrecy, he muttered as he continued to check if anyone was in the hallway. Kaoru sighed and mumbled something about paranoid freaks and opened her own apartment door and gestured for him to enter. She closed the door after he had entered and they both sat on a couch. So, let's try again. Why train me so hard? Naruto paused. In a few years, you will be pitted against our weakest Akatsuki member in a one-on-one battle to the death. Naruto told her. Why? We have no use for weak members in Akatsuki, as well as Biju extracting only being able to take place once a year. If you can beat the Akatsuki member without your demon's assistance, you will take that member's spot in Akatsuki rather than being killed from extraction. Kaoru stared at the ceiling as she organized her thoughts. Will you do the same for that Gaara guy? Naruto nodded. He will get the same chance as you do, but you won't be fighting him. It's useless wasting Jinchuriki like that. She dropped her view to eye level. So, if I win and kill that member, I get to join and not die. She paused. I guess I understand why you're training me so hard then. Naruto gave her a genuine smile. There's also another reason. I used to act a lot like you, and I still do. I just don't do it outside the Akatsuki base. With your will and determination, I have no doubt you will be ready to enter Akatsuki when the time comes. You really think so? She asked dubiously. He grinned in return. I wouldn't waste my time training you if I didn't think so. He suddenly tensed up when a door slammed. Oi, brat! Roared a familiar voice. Oh crap. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. sharp. He managed to say quickly before disappearing into the floor. As soon as he disappeared, the door was kicked open and Kisame entered the room. Where's the brat? I smelled him in here. He looked around and spotted Kaoru. Where did he go? He demanded. Kaoru shrugged. He's been in his apartment since we finished training for the day. Kisame sneered. You can't fool a shark's sense of smell. What was he doing in here? He demanded again. I told you, he hasn't been in here. He carried me to my apartment. Probably why you thought he was in here, because his smell rubbed off. She growled out, trying to restrain her annoyance. Kisame growled. I'll let it pass, this time. Next time, I won't take excuses. He ran out the door and ran further down the hall to Naruto's apartment. Curious, Kaoru followed him. Kisame slowly backed up and brought up his shoulder. Counting to 3, he charged the door like a battering ram. Before he could reach it though, the door swung open and Kisame slid across the newly applied oil and crashed into Masaki's bedroom. Silence ensued until, "Ga! Aro Baka!" Immediately a vicious scuffle followed, ending in a rapid half a minute. A fully dressed Masaki quickly exited the room and glared at Naruto. "I will not allow any more pranks in the apartment, understood?" Naruto sighed. "Alright, geez." He turned to Kaoru. "You may go now." Closing the door, he walked over to the couch and sat down. "Her training is faster than expected. I'll teach her advanced chakra control after her weight training," Naruto muttered. Masaki smiled evilly. "How about I help with her training?" Naruto shivered. "Ah, I don't think that's necessary, Masaki." She pouted, but her expression quickly went emotionless. "What's the plan during the 3rd exam?" Naruto smiled grimly. "We are to ignore any Leafnin and go straight at the Jinchuriki and Orochimaru. Deidara and Sasori will take care of Orochimaru, so we'll go after Gaara." "What do I do?" whined Kisame, who had just recovered from unconsciousness. "You go get your ass back to base and annoy Itachi ni-san instead of us," Naruto replied. "Ooh, that hurt, Naruto," Kisame said playfully. "Maybe I should just tie you up and throw you into the hot springs." Naruto gasped. "You wouldn't dare." As the argument went back and forth, Masaki began burning up, half in embarrassment at the conversation, and half in anger. "I am quite the ladies' man," Kisame boasted. Unfortunately, this sent Masaki over the edge. "Ladies' man? A pervert?" She growled severely as she advanced towards the two while cracking her knuckles. Kisame chuckled nervously and backed up, trying to create some distance. Masaki quickly closed the distance and began choking him. "Choke, see you later, choke brat." Kisame managed to spit out before using Shunshin no Jutsu to teleport away. "Damn, he got away," she mumbled. Naruto slowly backed away. When Masaki turned to glare at him, he immediately ran for his room and slammed the door. Snapping on several locks and setting up some seals, he breathed a sigh of relief. Suddenly, a hand slammed through the wall, and Naruto began screaming. His wails were heard around